I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing, but there's a reason. I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
This is absolutely lit. This is lit.
I think that's a part of leadership.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. This is a basically like an Edge marathon here we do. Welcome. I'm your little twink. I'll be servicing you. I'll be edging you for several hours here. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we tonight? Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Even though I got a warning that Facebook is having issues, I'm going to have to check if I'm even live on Facebook right now. Okay, well, it says I'm live on this end. I'll have to actually verify that. But anyway, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're at, get in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I got you all in one spot here. I already got the chat pulled up on the screen. I'm ahead of schedule. I usually forget to do that. But yeah, if you get in the chat, especially if you're new, get up in the chat. I'll highlight your comments. I like to interact with the chat. So get up in there. I want you getting in the chat and getting yourself lubed up and ready for this. Welcome, ladies. What are we getting into tonight? Greta Thunberg, Gaza flotilla attacked. And also Nepal citizens overthrow government. We got a bunch of stuff to get to here. And we got some what's it called? Possible clips we might get to from the Bubba the Love Sponge show this morning. Stacy G. I'm going to have to see if someone has a real timestamp for that. Someone kind of gave me I was listening live when it happened. I don't remember what time it was, but we might check out. They were talking about their Hall of Fame for the Bubba the Love Sponge show. This is the Bubba Army channel for those of you that are possibly new around here. I'm not sure. I got I bet it's Twitter or Facebook. I've got a few people that are probably new up in here. So if you're not familiar, this is the Bubba Army channel on YouTube. And the show is actually called the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. It is a radio program that also streams the radio show live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Where do they still do Twitch? But you know, you can find them in those places. But yeah, and there is video of it too, so it's interesting to actually watch a radio show that it works as a stream. I know a lot of radio shows couldn't actually like pull that off, but they make it work. But anyway, they were talking about their Hall of Fame. I think that every year they do a Hall of Fame. The fans of the Bubba the Love Sponge show love to contribute to the show. That's probably a lot of the popularity with it. Especially, you know, just in the all the years Bubba has been doing radio for decades. And that has been one thing, you know, it would be funny hearing him interact with the callers and stuff. And so, you know, it's sort of I don't know. It's sort of a thing that goes along with the show, is interacting a little bit with the fan base, and there's pros and cons to that. But I think it is. It definitely makes the fan base stronger and stuff. And the fans like to contribute to the show. There's some people that just they're absolute ballers, and they throw cash right at Bubba. They just throw it right at him. And other people that contribute other things that's not necessarily money and stuff. And they, you know, just listeners that help the show with different stuff. And they do a Hall of Fame type of thing. And I don't know. I was brought up in it. There's, I think I get brought up multiple times. I don't know. I'll see. I can message Stacy. She might be up in the chat. We might take a look at that. I don't know. But as you guys know, this Friday, I'll see if I have time to call tomorrow. Hopefully they got this legally sorted out. But the Hulk Hogan / Bubba the Love Sponge documentary called Video Killed the Radio Star comes out Friday. It's the documentary about the leaking of the tape where Hulk Hogan had relations with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. And it's the whole backstory to that. It's a crazy, crazy story. Like you pre-order it on Apple TV right now for $5 off. I think it's like $15. And I think it'll be available on Amazon and a few other places when it comes out on Friday. But I got to go to a VIP premiere of it. And so it was I'm telling you guys, I don't want to leak everything. You know, I could give like a detailed sort of breakdown of the whole thing. Maybe we can talk about it again after it comes out, because I do want to, leave a little bit to to people's imagination and let people anticipate it and go watch it, because it's worth a watch. It's 2.5 hours, but you need about 2.5 hours. You probably need more time than that to truly break down and digest what all of the details entailed in the story. It's crazy, guys, and it leads to Donald Trump. Believe it or not, somehow this story about Bubba the Love Sponge's his tape that he had of Hulk Hogan having relations with his wife, that getting leaked and shopped around to Gawker and all this stuff. It was stolen from Bubba, and it's the whole tale, and it leads back to Donald Trump, guys. I don't want to explain how it does, because that's part of what you're going to watch for. But it's worth the watch. It's very, very eye-opening. So anyway, hopefully, I don't know, guys. If I haven't called in by 9:00, somebody else needs to call in and say, go pre-order the documentary on Apple TV, because Bubba's not allowed to say it right now. No one on the show can utter those words, or they're going to get sued, because they're tied up with this stupid Nick Hogan lawsuit. If I have not called in by 9:00 tomorrow, somebody else needs to do it. You're not going to get in trouble. You're trying to help the show. I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an employee, and that's why I think we, as listeners, we could call in and tell other people to do that, I think. Anyway, let me get to the chat. Welcome everybody getting in here, and then we'll get started. I'll probably get to the we'll do the Nepal thing first, because some of that shit looks crazy. Fat Pig first in the chat. Lover, welcome. How you doing, Fat Pig? Last night was a wild stream, guys. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was like a fever dream. Last night was fucking wild. I think I had calls from like 5 people call into the show, and we were live till like 11:15 or 11:30 or something last night. It was crazy. Y'all don't want me to get any goddamn sleep. White Iced Tea's in here. He said DMS. Hold up. DMS. White Iced Tea, you weren't first, I don't think. What? No, you're in here after the Fat Pig first. Got to be quicker than that. The Fat Pig is ready to pounce. Bro, White Iced Tea text. No, White Iced Tea. Do I need to take pictures here? I don't know what you guys. White Iced Tea might be blocked by the Fat Pig or something, but I can show you. I have in my chat where I see it. I should just screen share the whole page, but I don't like to do that, because then I get into a wormhole and it scares me. It does a vortex thing, and I don't like that. I start to lose track of where I'm supposed to click and what's the vortex. I can show you. I'm going to text it to you right now, White IC, so you can see what I'm seeing in my thing. It says the fat pig put his chat message at 7:26, and then 7:30, the White IC got in the chat. Guys, we don't really do the I don't have anything to give away for first in chat anymore. The free prostate milkings. Look, guys, it was fun for a while, but I don't know. We're expanding now. We need to mature a little bit. No more pretending that I'm doing sexual favors for the chat. Okay? I mean, you could argue just looking at me, just the fact that I let you guys see how sexy I am, you could argue that is a sexual favor, but come on, guys, let's grow up. Stacy G's in here. What's up, Stacy G? Thanks for calling in. Thanks for the shout out. So it sounds like Rainey's gonna be Hall of Fame. Is that what we're hearing? Bob Cook's up in here. Fuck, I'm way behind in the chat. God damn. Rainey. Hall of Fame, Rainey. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, get your speech ready. Scott Starbird's up in here. What's up, Scott? Truth is up in the chat. Dutch Duke, lover, friend, Double D. Welcome, sir. Sergio's up in here. What's up, Sergio? The aliens, they're upon us. Is that what hit the flotilla? Is the aliens and not the Israelis? Jeff Cron, what's up? What's up? Welcome. Eatmore's up in here. What's up, Eatmore? How you doing? Dark times call for dark measures. They do indeed. Snizzook Slizair, power to the people. What's up? What's up, Sniz? Rainy and Glowbug? Does the chat vote again? Or I guess they're picking, there's a chat, is the chat voting again for the Hall of Fame? I thought they got the nominees and then Bubba and them figure it out. Or am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Jeff Cron's in here. Dark times create dark citizens. Dark citizens create dark actions. Dark actions create dark match, Steve. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, I did say it. I couldn't have typed it better. Wayward Giz, Jizz, whatever, bro. Welcome, lover, friend. What's up, dude? How's it going? All right. Wayward's up in here. Bad news, Dark Match Steve. Gaza is fucked. Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't been looking too good these days. Andy Hijack's on here over on the Facebook. What's up, dude? Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for hitting the like over on the Facebook. I can see the notifications. Xerxes, what's up, Famalam? Uh-oh, bunch of jizz hobbers up in here. Yeah. Yeah, this is the jobber stream. Yep. I'm the biggest jobber. I'm the king of the jobbers. My man DMS is baked. Bro, I stay baked. If you stay baked, you never have to get baked. You know what I'm saying? Richie's in here. What's up, Richie? Holyoke Joke voted for Obama, just like Bubba did. I can't remember. Yeah, I was old enough to vote for Obama, I think. Yeah. I didn't vote. I didn't vote in that election. Bubba acted like it was news to him that Joe talks so much. I think I don't remember how it went this morning, but Bubba, dude, it's hard to keep track with what Holyoke Joe does and doesn't do, and what I don't even know anymore, guys. All I know is I think what it is, I think that Holyoke Joe sometimes, guys, and I'm not trying to stick up for anybody here or make excuses or something, but this is what he's done with me, and I feel like this is what he does with other people. Is he will fucking get really pissed at you and flip out, and sometimes you don't even know what started it. And like with me, he started hating on me at one point. We're kind of, I don't, after last night's stream, I don't know what kind of terms Holyoke Joe and I are on at this point. I really don't know. Last night was, I can't even remember what happened. I just remember I was dying laughing like 10 times. I was out of breath laughing, wheezing. But when he the first time Joe really turned on me, and it was like scary, was we were cool, we were on good terms, and then I started hearing, I got people sent me clips from Joe's stream where he's just like going off about how I'm a cocksucker and all this stuff. It was really funny. But it was a good rant. He cut a good promo. I won't lie. It was good. It was funny. But then and I'm like, Joe, what the fuck happened? And he's like, no, I saw what you said in chat, this and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And fucking Holyoke Joe saw me reply to somebody saying LOL. That's literally what I did to flip Joe out. But he thought I was replying to a comment they made about Joe, when I was replying to a comment that was like before it. And I didn't even see the other comment about Joe. Someone said, oh, Holyoke Joe sucks, or I hope he dies, or something. And I replied, LOL, but it was to a different comment. And he thought I was replying to them saying they wish he was dead. And then Holyoke Joe absolutely went off on me. It was terrifying. It was the first time I had experienced it. Now I'm used to it. I kind of like it. But at the time, it was scary, man. So I think, in a roundabout way, what I'm getting to is I think that's kind of what happens with people. Where Joe, I feel like he sometimes he'll kind of like, I feel like he starts shit and doesn't even realize he starts shit because he's like misinterpreting something. And then when people start talking shit about him, he sends me the screenshots and goes, see how people hate on me and I can't even say anything in Bubba's chat because I'm banned. You see how people treat me? I'm like, Joe, I've seen the things you say about them. I don't know who started anything. What do you want me to do, buddy? Anyway, I talked way too long about that. Okay. Where are we going? White Ice T said, DMS, you should have called in today when they were talking about live streaming during the doc premiere. Yeah, guys, but okay. I should have. Yeah, I wish I did. I wish I had time, and I wish I did. But I mean, Stacy got it ironed out. I guess that makes sense. So we will play the clip, but Stacy called in to the Bubba show, like I said, and tried to nominate me for Hall of Fame. Guys, it's okay. I'm not, for real. The years that it would have sort of organically made sense for me to be in the Hall of Fame, that was like 2-3 years ago. I'm not over at the BRN like I used to be, which is okay. I'm over here on Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. But for whatever that's worth. But anyway, Stacy called in to nominate me, and Bubba said, well, I don't know. Dark Match Steve has been doing some stuff lately that's questionable. He said something like that. And she's like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, oh, well, I'm getting word that Dark Match Steve went live during the premiere of the film, implying that I played the film on my stream, guys. I don't know who is telling Bubba this stuff. This is the fucked up thing, man. And it could have been nothing, but look, Creatine Travis, when I was at the premiere, Creatine Travis fucking walked past me like 3 times, and it felt, you guys know what I mean, like you can't prove this kind of thing, but it felt like he was trying to ignore me, like trying to avoid talking to me. I feel like some people, like they've gotten, there's a bad guy in the woodpile when it comes to me. And I'm not saying there's someone that's actually a piece of shit. I'm saying it just, for me, there's somebody that's like working against me within like the higher up fan base or something. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Someone is like, people have been telling Bubba stuff about me that is bullshit. From the fucking the Black Kids podcast comment thing, I have no idea what somebody misconstrued me saying. If I said anything like what they said I said, it was a joke. Okay? And then now Bubba, I guess, was actually convinced that I had streamed some of the documentary that I was a VIP guest of. I don't know why anyone thinks that I would like shoot myself in the foot like that. But okay. And so people are telling Bubba this. This is verifiably false. You could go to my channel and know that didn't happen. But, whoever, some people are telling Bubba all kinds of stuff about me. I can't imagine what they've told him that I can't even defend myself. But anyway, guys, that explains at least why I told y'all when I went to the premiere and I went up to Bubba right after the movie ended, I went live on my channel again and said, they were possibly going to do a Q&A, this and that. So I was going to try to get footage of that. They didn't quite do that. Like some people went up to Bubba and asked him questions, but it wasn't a thing where Bubba was on stage doing a Q&A. That's kind of what I thought was going to, I don't know why. I heard someone say something that gave me that impression. Anyway. And so I went up to Bubba, I lost connection and the stream dropped, but I didn't know at the time that happened. And I went up to Bubba with my phone, assuming that I was live. And I was like, yeah, nice. Bubba, the documentary was really, really good. And this and that. And Bubba just goes, are you streaming this live right now? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's a violation of my trademark. And then just like walks away from me. So, I mean, I guess that kind of explains why he did that. Maybe Bubba was under the assumption that I streamed the fucking documentary and then went up to him to rub it in his face. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, I would not do that. Okay, let's just put it that way. I would not do that. I don't know what kind of piece of shit people think I am. Oh, Lord. Anyway, Kevin Gable, let's get into the bullshit. I'm almost through the chat. Kevin Gable on the Facebook. Lovers, welcome. What when happened? What? I'm confused. Matt X. Yeah, Greta got blown up. Guys, Greta Thunberg was on this fucking Flotilla thing. We're going to talk about the Nepal thing next because I got a lot of stuff on the Flotilla. If it gets too late, I might not get to all of it, but I want to be able to get through the Nepal thing. So we'll get through that first. Natural Aspired's in here. What's up, bro? Welcome. Glad to see some of Holyoke Joe's people. Big E's in here. Who's Dave? Is there a Dave in here? Matt X says Fat Pig is Rosie O'Donnell's burner account. I wish Rosie O'Donnell was watching this stream. I wish I had that kind of, I need that kind of clout. Official announcement on Friday? Sniz, I watched Alex Stein today. It was really good, guys. Alex Stein's show today was fucking hilarious. It was unhinged. Don't deny him his milking. Who was first? Who wants their milking? All right, guys. Prostate milkings are back. I'm not going to go through the whole explanation unless somebody asks me about it, okay? We'll bring the prostate milkings back. Let's do it. Who said no more milk? It's back on. Everybody relax. Jesus Christ, I have to turn my AC down. I'm fucking dying here. Natural Aspire. Jay doesn't even know who Joe the Supermark is. You're talking about Jay Diaco from this morning? I could believe that. I don't remember. I guess that kind of rings a bell. My mornings have been busy. I was in the chat though. I watched that segment live. Rainey said, I've just been nominated. I appreciate everyone's kind words and even those who don't have kind words. Yes. Rainey, it's a good thing to have a little bit of hate coming your way. That's a good sign. Richie April, I can't verify any of this, and this is going to make Holyoke Joe want to call into my stream again if people in the chat are throwing accusations at him. I don't even, who is this? Who are we talking about? Joe definitely showed pictures of that lady on his stream, bro, like Buzzard Bob said. I saw Joe do it. What lady are we talking about? You know what? I'm moving on. Let's not. I don't know what Holyoke Joe has and hasn't done. Natural Aspired said, Steve, what's up with your boy? What do you mean? What's up with who? Is Buzzard Bob dead? Rainey said, oh, I'm sorry. Are we pretending we don't know who the rat is? Rainey, I know who you're implying here. And I really don't know. I don't know because, look, I'm not going to throw any names around. I don't want to start shit with anybody. That's not what I'm trying to get into with any of that. But there was someone who I talked to at BARP who I was just very honest with. Someone who asked me a question about stuff that was going on, and I answered them very honestly. I didn't put any kind of spin on it or try to be negative, or I definitely wouldn't be at Bubba's own party talking shit about him or whatever. And it was spun in this fucked up way. That's what I'm saying. I know I know who you are talking about, Rainey, but Joe wasn't at BARP. And there were people I talked to at BARP. And it was only like 2 people that asked me about my situation. And someone went back to Bubba and absolutely spun it. Like I was walking around telling people, hey, fuck Bubba. Oh, I'm in this party. I'm at Bubba's party. Hey, fuck Bubba. Screw him. He's a dick, man. What, guys? I would have stayed home. Come on now. Come on. You think I'm gonna fucking go to a fucking party and mope? Guys. Okay, we're caught up in the chat. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Yeah. Enough of the bullshit. Let's check out Nepal. So some of this shit, I think I can show you most of this footage because it's not like we might have to take it sort of a step at a time here, but it looks like some of it isn't too crazy that I can show it to you. But they're straight up, they're rounding up their politicians in Nepal right now. They're probably done right now. Actually, they're probably having a siesta. Oh fuck! I can't. Oh. Here, let me get you guys on this with me. Twitter's being crazy right now. Okay. So, yeah, there's a bunch of good footage of this over on the Twitter. There may be some stuff I can't show. Just go look up Nepal, whatever, overthrowing government on Twitter, and Nepal citizens, politicians, and it should pull up some of these videos of these people being made an example of.
Look at this. This is Nepal's government building on fire. This came after the government tried to ban social media from misinformation and disinformation. So young people, Gen Zers, these protests were led by, went to the government building and burnt it down. Cabinet members had to flee by helicopter. This is their finance minister being stripped half naked, thrown into the river, and people are throwing things at him. This is done by young people because their government was corrupt.
That guy's about to get Gaddafi'd. Bro, that is the scariest shit, man. That is fucking scary. When I see these videos, you know, like I don't take joy in watching somebody be physically assaulted or, you know, God forbid, murdered for whatever. That doesn't they would have, I can't imagine what somebody would actually, I would have to have good evidence of someone doing something so fucked up, you know, to actually take joy in seeing them fucking punished. But when I see these videos, I'm just like, man, I hope these politicians really fucked over the citizens because this looks rough, man. I hope they deserved it. It looks bad. That is fucking terrifying. A mob of fucking crazy people wanting to strip you naked and shove a box cutter up your ass. That's nuts, man.
Their children, the minister's children, were posting a life of luxury on social media. And when the young people seen this, they tried to ban social media, tried to restrict it, which you see in the West for misinformation and disinformation. And instead of just accepting it, young people in Nepal started fighting back.
Man, we're going to have to pull up an article or two and read about some of this. Guys, stop fighting in the chat, okay? Everybody get along. Who's saying who's the rat? I don't think guys, I honestly don't think the rat is somebody in the chat. I don't think so, guys. I think it's somebody that silently hate watches and just does it to report back to Bubba. And you know, if I'm sure this is, you know, people are trying to report stuff back to Bubba that I'm doing for some reason. And I think this is and I've heard of some people acting like this. I've heard other reports of some people acting like this, where it's like someone will try to report back to Bubba something that happened and they'll exaggerate it, or they'll ban somebody or something so that they did something for Bubba. And they think they're like getting credit for doing something for Bubba. Whereas if you actually report back to Bubba that, oh, Dark Match Steve is just doing a stream, he's just fucking around having fun, he's just having fun, there's nothing to see, then that's not getting some good scoop or something. That's not getting you cred to go report back to Bubba. There's no problem. But if you go back to Bubba and you spin that there's some kind of problem and somebody's got to do something and this and that, and look what I did for you, then that's, I think that's the psychology behind it. I have no idea. All right, guys. Yeah, Holyoke Joe took it way too seriously, too. I was saying yesterday that I need more hate watchers in the chat. I need more hate. And Holyoke Joe, obviously, guys, I don't have thick enough skin to actually mean that when I say it, okay? Holyoke Joe took that way too seriously and started roasting me for not having as many views as him, and it really hurt my feelings. I don't know what he was thinking. Clearly, I was joking. The chat's going off about all kinds of shit. I'm reading the chat. All right. Let's get to the next deal here. This is some of the politicians now. Yeah, let's play this. I think we're good because there's nothing like, I don't think you really see any blood here. This one guy is stripped down to his underwear. I don't know what kind of brand of underwear this is, but they're not cute. Listen, if you're going to get lynched by a mob, you need to just remember to have your Calvin Kleins on or something like a decent brand. Ralph Lauren or something like that. I don't wear that. I have some Calvin Klein stuff. Even like an Old Navy cotton boxer brief, something like that. Not this. I don't know what the fuck brand this is. Hold up. I'll show you guys. Can you guys tell me what brand is this guy wearing? Victoria's Secret? I don't know what this is. What is this? That's underwear. It's like, is it supposed to be tie-dye or something? That's the ugliest underwear I've ever seen in my life. God damn. Ain't getting away, buddy. Is this a royalty-free song? What does he have? A fucking a motorcycle helmet on? I want to take that shit off and try to swim. They were grabbing these people's wives out of their house. I got a video of that too. You know how in America you see these fucking organized protests And it's theorized that they bust these people in to have them come into your city and burn it down, and then they bust them out. These fucking Soros funded, well, I almost threw up a little bit, Greyhound buses that they bring these fucking protesters in and have them burn stuff. maybe us, the average citizen, we should start paying protesters and go have them burn down the Capitol. What if we turned it around on them? Use the Illuminati tactics on the elites. Give them a taste of their own medicine. We get the bus. You guys have seen the black people in Chicago, how they're threatening Donald Trump, and they're saying, send the National Guard, bitch. We will kill the National Guard if you send them here. We need to get all these aggressive black people from like Chicago and bus them to the Capitol building and pay them to burn it down, because they're messing with our social media algorithms. It's a thought. I'm not actually saying we should do that, but I'm getting inspired here. Look at us. We're all out in the street. That looks fun. It honestly looks fun, guys. Let's be real. Sniz, yes, I was talking about Minecraft that whole time. Guys, you think that was a joke? You think the buses would make it from Chicago to the Capitol building? They'd be stabbing and shooting each other, and black on black crime. You know how bad that is. The buses wouldn't even make it there. They would start killing each other on the buses, and then someone would steal the buses and take them somewhere else. That was also a joke. That was also a joke, guys. It's okay. All right, let me get to this other. This is the wife of who? Hold on a second. Let me get this other video back up. This is the wife of one of these politicians. Former prime minister. Jesus Christ, they're going after the former government officials. That's stiff. Okay, I have not watched this video. I hope we're okay here. Okay. Okay. Let's check it out. Well, that's not nice. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Oh, Jesus. Did you see that? She got punched right in the face. Holy shit. Yeah, they're fucking her up too. God damn. That's rough, man. That's a fully grown man punching a woman. Yikes, man. Ay, Dios mío. Let me drop this for a second. I got to be careful when I pull up here. That one. So let me pull up an article and see what the MSM is saying about this. So Newsweek, this is 4 hours ago. CBC, Al Jazeera. Prime Minister. Oh, former Prime Minister. So this guy resigned. So maybe that's why people are still fucking this guy up, is because he just resigned. So when they say former Prime Minister, he's basically, yeah, okay. Let's see. Reuters. Let's go to Newsweek first. I don't know what the fuck, how they lean. Let's just see what we get into here. God, pop-ups, sign me up. No, go fuck yourself. What is this? What is this? Newsweek, what are you doing? There's no X button? There's no, I got to pay for Newsweek? That's not happening. That's not happening. What just happened? Try that again. You gonna let me do anything on here? Okay, let me get you guys on this tab. Maybe it's gonna let me read this without. Okay. Jesus. Why Gen Z is revolting in Nepal to overthrow government? Good question. Thousands of young guys, hold on. Let me hit this bong or the bowl or something before I start reading this. Okay. All right. The fat pig. Can you stop fighting with Natural Aspired, please? Can we try to get along in the chat so no one runs off for real? I get some of y'all have heat. Can we just try not to like run people off with the heat in the chat? Natural Aspired, I only see him so often in here. Fat Pig, I'm very glad you're back. Let's all just fucking chill out and take a look at Nepal burning down their government. Let's get inspired by this. It's the government. They're making you guys fight. It's their fault. It's the Illuminati's fault. Don't fall for it. They want us fighting each other. Really, we need to be fighting the government. Come on, guys. The government of Minecraft, that is. Thousands of young Nepalese have taken to the streets to protest their government over a ban on social media platforms. This is really all this is about? We need to get it together in America. What the fuck? You tell the people of Nepal that they can't tweet about the Jews and they just straight up go burn the fucking government buildings down. Guys, we need to get it together over here. What's the deal? Oh, God. Oh, shit. That's funny. The protests have garnered national attention as Prime Minister Sharma Ali resigned and the Nepali parliament was set on fire. Holy fuck, man. It's crazy. Rudaba Shahid, a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council South Asia Center, told Newsweek the protests are a generational reckoning against a culture of political impunity in the South Asian region as a whole. God bless them. Why it matters. Nepal, the Himalayan nation. I'm retarded, guys. Sorry. The Himalayan, it's not nation, it's nation. The Himalayan nation that borders both China and India is home to 30 million people, has faced years of political upheaval. While the protests directly follow the ban on social media, protesters say years of government corruption and failure to provide young people with economic opportunities are at the heart of the unrest. So, yeah, it's not just the social media shit. That seemed a little bit heavy-handed with the footage we just watched. You think getting banned on Facebook pisses you off in America, and they straight up break into the prime minister's house and punch their wife in the face because you had a post removed on Facebook. I mean, I like how that sounds, but it is a little heavy-handed. I'd like now I'm not saying, please hear me out and listen to me carefully here. I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, but I'm just saying I wouldn't mind the idea. I'm not completely off put by the idea that if I had one of my social media posts removed, I could fucking break into Pelosi's house and hit her husband with a hammer. I like that idea. I would not do that, okay? I'm just saying, this Nepal thing, I'm inspired, and I'm thinking, I'm just like, it's an interesting concept, and it's not revolting to me. It's intriguing. At least 22 people have died and hundreds of others have been injured in the unrest. Social media ban fuels protests. The protests began immediately after the government blocked popular social media platforms, including Facebook. Oh my God, it was Facebook, WhatsApp, and X. Officials stated the bans were justified because the companies had not met the requirements to register with the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, which has sought to enforce a new law regulating social media. The ban was viewed by protesters as a form of censorship that infringed upon the rights to freedom of speech and expression. Hallelujah. It is also noteworthy because millions of Nepalese work abroad. The ban would make it more challenging for them to keep in touch with their family at home. Oh, thank God that's not a human body. That's just like a pile of trash or something. That's a tire, probably. Tires are very flammable and they burn a long time, apparently, guys. That's why you always see the tires burning in some of these third world protests. Not that I don't know the state of Nepal is. Are they third world? I really do. They don't look very rich. But yeah, the tires, they burn well. Thank God this isn't a monk or something that set himself on fire because I had to take the stream down. The government has reversed the social media ban, but protests in the capital city. So they reversed it. These guys are like, no, you know what? It's too late. It's too late. I was in a good algorithm. You guys fucked me over. We are burning it down. The government reversed social media ban, but the protests in the capital city of Kathmandu continued on Tuesday amid ongoing concerns about corruption despite a government-issued curfew. They're like, fuck your curfew. Come out and get us. Come out and get us. You will get stripped down. You sexy little government agent. Dramatic video and photo footage of the protest has spread across social media. It sure has. Some protesters have called for the government to be completely overthrown. We now have more of a duty to live up to the expectations of our friends who were murdered by the state. We need to topple this government and we demand mass resignation and we want them out. This is our country. Protest organizer Anil Bania told Al Jazeera. Oh, well, we should have just went to that Al Jazeera article. But so yeah, this is interesting. I'm sort of getting the impression that the social media thing, I mean, I guess they've kind of said that, but I mean, look at this quote even. They're talking about friends who are murdered by the state. This quote from the organizer says nothing about a social media ban. So I think the ban was just like the straw that broke the camel's back here. Hold on. Okay, yeah, they're getting to it. All right, let's read the rest through this. It looks like they're breaking some of this down. Employ, da, 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 it's going. Okay. All right, so why Gen Z is protesting in Nepal. Shahid said that while the social media ban is direct cause of protests, there are deeper root causes. All right, here we go, guys. The deeper causes go back years. Shahid said, persistent corruption, nepotism, and political instability. Since abolishing the monarchy in 2008, Nepal has had 14 governments, with none completing a full term. Holy fuck. That's crazy. Young people, many of whom leave the country each year for work, feel shut out of opportunities, Shahid said. This is exacerbated by a social media trend of Nepo kids, children of politicians who flaunt wealth and privilege on social media. Guys, it's just, you know what? It's a good idea to exaggerate how poor you are. Now, I talk about how poor I am on here all the time, and unfortunately, I'm not exaggerating it much at all. But it's a good idea to downplay your wealth. Now is a better time than ever to downplay your wealth. Let me tell you, if you're an elite and you're posting about how nice your house is, I want inside of that house. We're getting inside of that house. Don't make me want your house by posting it. That's such a bad idea. Young people, many of whom leave the country, we read that. These are young Nepalese who grew up using social media, who compared their country's trajectory with peers abroad, and who are no longer willing to tolerate corruption as a normal. Yeah, so they're banning them from seeing other how a regular person lives in like America or something. They're banning them from being able to see that on social media, and their friends move out of the country and they're like, hey, actually, Nepal fucking sucks and it's the government's fault. Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's not like that everywhere actually. And you can see how rich our politicians are if you go on Facebook. They're posting about how they wipe their ass with gold leaf when they take a shit. Yes, they literally wipe their ass with gold and flush it down the toilet. Leave the country each year. Da, 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 da. They're also the generation most affected by social media ban. Those platforms are their classrooms, workplaces, and community spaces. According to the Nepal Economic Forum, approximately 7.5% of the country's population lives and works abroad, totaling more than 2 million people. Many of these people send money to their families back home. Back at home, young people face economic challenges. 20% of Nepalese between the ages of 15 and 24 years old are unemployed, compared to 8.2% of the general population, according to the World Bank. So, so it's more that their unemployment is more than double of the general population. Oh, okay. So they're saying the younger generations. I see. I thought they were comparing this to the world. I don't know what I thought. It said World Bank. I thought they were comparing this to the average of the planet, saying Nepalese unemployment is worse. But they're talking about this generation between 15 and 24 years old. These younger people are they're more than double the a rate of unemployment for the average of the general population of Nepal. That's what they're saying. Okay, Richard Brown, a professor of political science and international affairs at the University of Northern Colorado, told Newsweek that Gen Zers are leading these protests because of their general despair about the future. I feel that, guys. What did I saw fucking I mean, dude, what wasn't it Bill Gates or somebody? There's like guys, they're predicting like in 10 years there's going to be like there ain't going to be shit, bro. They're going to be rolling out these fucking retarded robots that they can't even really do the job properly. They start seizuring and stuff. Have you seen the machine that tried to serve someone a hot dog? And it was like, and I've seen a couple with like, it was a thing that it was a coffee robot. It was a robot that made a cup of coffee for you, and it just made a fucking mess everywhere. You can't do it as well as people, at least white people. You need a good liberal white woman to be making your coffee. They will make the shit out of that coffee. And that's not a racist thing. It's not like black people or Asians can't make the coffee too, but it's when you have a barista, a white liberal barista at Starbucks making your coffee, it is good. Immigrant robots welcome. No, they are not. We have our own robots to take care of before we bring in immigrant robots to take care of. Look, our robots need jobs too. Those immigrant robots are going to take our homemade robots' jobs. We don't want that, Donald Ferguson. Son of a bitch. Okay. Where are we at? Did I read this already? Yeah. Despair of the future. Yeah, guys. It's scary. What are we going to do? Guys, look at listen, say what you want about whatever Donald Trump. I don't know what everybody thinks about him now. I don't know what there's new stuff they released. I don't know it's hard to keep up with who is actually friends with Epstein and who isn't. I'm just like, I'm sick of we should have had the names. I'm sick of talking about it anymore, whatever. But when you just consider that the government may or may not be hiding the names of pedophiles from us after teasing us with the thought of releasing them, this is the same government that you're going to be relying on when all of our jobs are fucking completely gone. What are we even going to do? Does anyone know how to code in this chat? Big E knows how to. There you are, buddy. Am I hiring at the flower shop? No. Why do you ask? You know how to code. I need to learn how to code. You need to teach me to code, buddy. They're going to have a flower making robot and I'm fucked. No, we don't have any positions opening. We're not hiring at the moment. It's very slow right now during the summer. Oh, Big E doesn't know how to code. Well, you could probably learn. The Chinese robots are scary. Dude, what's scary about them is like when they make one like false move, they start having a seizure. It's frightening. All right, let's go back to the article. Hold on. I'll put it here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, the deeper cause is what I have termed the particization of society in Nepal. The way in which three political parties, Congress, UML, Maoists, have become de facto mafias, seemingly more concerned with rent-seeking from control of key sectors such as schools, labor agencies, hospitals, tourist industry, business houses, the construction industry, etc., than in serving their constituents. Why does that seem familiar? Fucking how Gen Z protests differ from prior demonstrations. Okay, there's a history of protests in Nepal, including the 1990 pro-democracy movement and the 2006 protests that led to the end of the monarchy. We've got an ad that's floating around in our faces. We got this here. We got ads. But these protests are different in that they are leaderless, decentralized, and overwhelmingly youth-driven. Overwhelmingly, sorry. They echo the energy of past movements, but are less about ideology and more about demanding accountability, transparency, and dignity. Bowness said the early protests were against a monarch or the monarchy as an institution. This is unusual from a global perspective also because the protests are against political parties, and no one is suggesting Nepal's elections were not relatively free and fair. That is a worrying development. So, yeah, they are saying they're basically they're saying this isn't like January 6th, what happened in America, where people were arguing that they don't even think the elections were fair. These protesters aren't even arguing that the election was stolen in Nepal or anything like that.
I'm more than relaxing MS. I want to spend my time my way.
What?
I chose Kisimta because it works for
Forced
me
me to.
and my busy
What
life.
is this?
Kisimta is a B-cell treatment.
What the fuck was just happening? They're saying, yeah, this isn't like January 6th. They literally are like, yeah, we elected these politicians and they're fucking us over, so we're just going to physically remove them because we are the people and the people have the power, not the government. So we're going to, sorry, we made a mistake. We voted you in, yeah, and that was a mistake. So we're just going to drag you out, buy your fucking shirt till it rips off of your torso, and punch your wife. So free and fair. Okay, protests turn violent. Let's hear about the violence. This is a long article. What did we sign up for? I didn't want to read this long. Protests have drawn scrutiny from international human rights organizations, which have raised concerns over protesters being killed. The group Human Rights Watch wrote in a statement that police have used lethal force to suppress the protests and called for the Nepali authorities to investigate the use of police force. Well, the footage I saw looked like they needed police force. I saw the prime minister's wife get punched in the face. I don't know where the cops were there, but Reuters reported the police used water cannons, batons, rubber bullets, and tear gas against protesters. Ali, that's the former prime minister, resigned on Tuesday. Per Reuters, he wrote the following in his resignation letter: in view of the adverse situation in the country, I have resigned effective today to facilitate the solution to the problem and to help resolve it politically in accordance with the Constitution. The violence continued as protesters stormed the parliament building, setting it on fire. Former Nepali prime minister... Oh, fuck! So, dude, this, the video we saw where it said former prime minister and wife get attacked, they are literally from a former... I thought this was the one that resigned, but it wasn't. This was actually the former from the former administration. So these people weren't even in office. That's crazy. Holy shit. Former Nepali Prime Minister Shir Bahadur Duba and his wife Arzu Rana Duba. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. We were also attacked at their home. Arzu Rana Duba was killed during the attack. Fuck. What are people saying? Or what people are saying? Raduba Shahid, a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's South Asia Center, told Newsweek, what is unfolding in Nepal is far more than a protest against social media censorship or a single prime minister's regime. It's a generational reckoning against a culture of political impunity in the South Asian region as a whole. The movement's leaderless, decentralized nature as well as the mass participation by the youth, makes it both powerful and unwieldy. While that makes it harder for the state to suppress, it also complicates how political negotiations can proceed meaningfully. Yeah, so they have there's no one leading this protest. So, it's like, who are the politicians going to try to wager with? When they just got young kids breaking into their homes and punching their wives. In the last 24 hours, we've seen a critical shift. Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali resigned, signaling that the movement was effective, yet the turmoil has not ended. The Nepal army has taken charge of the national security, stepping into a leadership vacuum to restore order amidst widespread unrest following the protests, which left dozens dead and caused government buildings to go up in flames. Police shooting and demonstrators, Kathmandu and across Nepal shows the administration's appalling disregard for lives of its citizens. Okay. And they suppress criticism. The UN Human Rights Office. We received several deeply worrying allegations of unnecessary, disproportionate use of force by security forces. Man, I wonder what the context of these reports of unsecure, because, seriously, when you're, if it's just some protesters out in the street and the cops start shooting them with rubber bullets or something, it's arguably, it looks bad, but if they're heading down towards the former prime minister's house and when they get there, they're punching wives, then how is the police force, how is it not necessary? Okay. What happens next? There's 3 trajectories. Ollie's resignation, end of the ban, could allow things to quiet, but discontent would continue without corruption reform. Protests could lead also to genuine reforms, such as anti-corruption mechanisms, early elections, increased youth representation in politics. However, if a new government doubles down on repression of inquiries into police violence are viewed as cosmetic, protests could continue. That's lit. All right, let's check out the Flotilla. W. What's up, family? He says, my dislike of both Greta Thunberg and Israel is making it very hard to decide on an opinion. Bro, I feel that. Holy shit. I know the struggle, my dude. I know. I said, damn it. Greta Thunberg had to be involved with this. That just complicates my position so much. So unnecessarily. All right, so let's, I think I have a lot of this saved on my gram. Let's see what we got. Give me what you got. Holy fuck. Oh, I knew I. Oh. Okay. All right, we're almost there. This is. All right, so here's some footage of this thing. So initially, I guess they were saying it was a drone that they thought like an incendiary drone that just flew into the ship and blew up, like the ones that you see the Ukrainian government using on the fucking the Russian orcs or whatever they call them. Here, let me get you guys on this tab with me. But I guess they're saying now that they think it was a drone that flew over that had something explosive or a thing that was on fire and dropped it on the boat. There's a few different angles of this, I guess. I'm pretty sure there's another one. But yeah, is there any question that this is the Israeli government Like, are they? I mean, I you know, or is there a middleman here? Also, two questions: does this involve Israel at all, or could this actually be like someone else just wanted to take this shit down? Oh, what is this? Okay, I'll get rid of that tab. Are you guys on here with me? Yeah, you are. Okay. Okay, so this is, for those of you that don't know, this is a flotilla. They're taking supplies to Gaza to help them little Gazans. And I saw the footage. I almost reported on the footage the fact that Greta Thunberg, whatever, was on a ship headed to Gaza. And I was going to make a joke about how I wouldn't mind if Israel actually bombed that ship with aid being sent to Gaza just because Greta Thunberg was on there. I should have covered that and made the joke, because now here we have they're trying to kill Greta Thunberg. In fact, this may actually have nothing to do with the fact that Israel wants to starve the Gazans. They probably actually just wanted to kill Greta Thunberg, which is honestly fair.
Our vessel is on fire. We have been hit by what appears to be a drone. We are on the flotilla off the coast of Tunis. We just got hit. The vessel is on fire.
Holy fuck, look at that shit burning. That bitch is on fire. Did this sink? I don't even know what happened here.
Our vessel is on fire. We've been hit by what appears to be a drone. We've been hit by what appears to be a drone. We are on the flotilla vessel off the coast of Tunis. We are on the flotilla vessel off the coast of Tunis.
You guys are lucky you didn't get hit with a Scud missile, buddy. You're lucky it was a drone.
It was a massive explosion. A massive, massive explosion.
It wasn't, guys. We saw it. Kinda. Didn't look that big. But it's still not nice to do.
Just meters away. We've been hit by what appears to be a drone. Where's the fire extinguisher? We have been hit. The vessel is on fire. Go, go, go. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Get on.
You can hear the propellers, right? Jeff Cron says Greta has big knocks. Yeah. Does she now? It sounds like you can hear the propellers. It's like let me pull up here. I'm going to do that. Let me get this other footage up. So this is a different angle of this, apparently. I don't know what this... Part of the thing is this, the Tunisian government, which we're going to have to read some more about this shit to know what the fuck's going on here. But they are, for some reason, saying this isn't real or something. They're denying this. I don't know what I don't know what they're denying is happening, but they're saying some of this is like, it's not true. I don't know what. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is like directly like an Israeli drone, or did they get paid? So the Tunis government to do this and then deny that it happened, even though there's video evidence. Oh. Oh fuck! I guess that is pretty. I don't know if the camera is exaggerating this because of the glare, but that does look like a big explosion. Oh my God. So what I guess the Tunis government, what are they saying? It was a fire. So this is a response. This says proof footage from another boat camera showing the strike came from the sky and not a fire from inside the boat. So, yeah, in Tunisia, the Tunisian government is denying, I guess they're saying your boat just caught on fire. There was no drone. But here we can see it comes from the sky, whatever this is. Oh, I'm an idiot. I don't even have it pulled up for you guys. Hold on. There we go. It'll start over. All right, watch. This, whatever it is, comes from up. Yeah, look at that. That didn't even come from the top of the boat. It came from the sky. Holy shit, man. And these people are just trying to get aid to some fucking dying kids. This is what we're dealing with, guys. This is real life. Let me remind you, this is real life. People trying to get food and aid to some fucking starving, innocent people. Right? We get it. Hamas is going to steal some of the aid. We get it. Okay. But it's meant for little kids and women that are starving. And they're going to bomb or set the fucking boat on fire so some little kids go hungry. It's wild, bro. That is wild. The little kids did not do October 7th. I feel like I got to remind everybody. The little kids that the aid is meant for, they weren't the ones that did October 7th. I know that that's shocking and people forget. But
Sí. Hostia.
what the fuck kind of what kind of explosive is that? I mean, it looked like a firework almost. Richie says, how are little kids going to stop Hamas from stealing the stuff, bro? Yeah, I know. What are you saying? Are you saying we shouldn't send any aid because the little kids can't stop Hamas from taking it? They said it was a flare gun. Yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. It almost, I was going to say, it looks like a firework or something. And almost like maybe they knew they had fuel on top of the boat, or like how does this fire start like this from just a flare gun? They must have had flammable stuff on the deck, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like a flare gun, bro. We're gonna read an article. I'll pull something up here. We'll see what the fuck's going on. Let me drop that for a second and pull up I got some other stuff saved in my DMs. I don't want you guys to see. Hamas gets all the aid. They don't get all of the aid. We could actually look up whatever the fuck, but they don't get all the aid, man. Or all the children would literally be dead already. There would be literally no one to go feed by now if Hamas was taking all of it. Dude, but okay, even if you want to say Hamas is taking 90% of it, Is your military strategic plan to take out Hamas is to starve everyone in that region? I mean, if that's the plan, then let's just be out in the open with it. Let's be honest about it. If that's Israel's plan to get rid of Hamas is actually for everyone in Gaza to die of starvation, then you end up taking out Hamas because literally no one can get food. I mean, then let's just let's be real about it. Is this man, I got so much good stuff to get to, guys. I got so much shit saved.
Honestly,
we got some crazy shit to get to this week. It's anniversary of 9/11 this week too, guys. Don't forget that. Never forget.
where the hell is BBC? Where is CNN? Where are all the major media organizations around the world? A flotilla has just been bombed by a drone strike. 6 people were on board. Where are the international media right now? Where the fuck are they? Honestly, where the hell is BBC? Where is CNN? Where are all the major media organizations around the world? A flotilla has just been bombed by a drone strike. 6 people were on board. Where are the international media right now? Where the fuck are they?
All right, let's see. Let's pull up an article. Flotilla attacked. Tunisian authorities deny. Okay. All right. So what do they know? This is the BBC. They are currently covering this. Let's get you guys on this tab with me. Greta Thunberg, Gaza flotilla hit by drone, organizers claim. What did they think? Having her on this flotilla would make it where Israel wouldn't dare hit that ship? I mean, what did they think? Because Greta's on it, that Israel wouldn't destroy it? Have they seen what they've done to Gaza? I mean, do you think that they have any standards for who to kill and who not to kill? They triple tapped a hospital. They bombed a hospital 3 times in a row as people went back to help the survivors and pick up the body parts. They bomb it again. I don't really know. I wouldn't be like, placing bets on how low, the Israeli government will stoop. That's a lose-lose. Let me make this bigger. Tampa Terry's, the wrong account. Richie April. CNN and ABC don't even cover all the murders in America, bro. They still haven't mentioned the lady on the train in North Carolina. Really? They haven't covered that at all? And the video got released. We're going to look at it tomorrow, guys. If you want to look at it yourself, go for it. But I don't know if it's been hidden necessarily, but whatever. I don't know if it just got released or what. I looked for the uncut version of it. I looked for like 2 minutes the other day, and I was like, what the fuck? There's a couple places I looked and couldn't find it. And for some reason today, everyone is reposting the full version of this video where the white chick got on that train or bus or whatever it was on the bus. And yeah, I'm surprised that it was actually censored at all. Guys, I mean, I don't want to sound like bloodthirsty or something. The goriest part of this video is really the part that everyone's been seeing already, is that the black guy is dripping blood, walking all around the train being like, I got that white girl. I got that white girl. Going like that. And he's dripping blood everywhere because he cut himself. The newly released or the newly circulating footage from the white chick getting stabbed, it shows her getting stabbed. Guys, the pocket knife is so small, you don't even see it. You don't see blood on it. He sort of slashes at her chest and throat like 3 times, and she just covers up and then sort of, doubles over in her chair onto the floor, collapsing and bleeding out. I don't know what the point of censoring that part was. You can't even really see what happened. But anyway, hold on. These Middle Easterners feel so entitled to our attention and resources, bro. Yeah. And by Middle Easterners, I hope you're including all of those countries over there, right? You're talking about all of them, right? Not just the Muslim ones. Yes, I agree. These Middle Eastern countries they seem very entitled to our resources and stuff and our politicians. I completely agree. Richie says they use Greta to draw our attention to a secret boat. Genius. This could all be a setup, guys. It could. Maybe they lit their own boat on fire to get people mad at Israel. This is the TNN, the Twink News Network. Thank you. Guys, I'm in my 30s. I mean, the fact that I can pull off being a twink is just like, I'm honored. I'll run with that as long as I can. Believe me. We'll check out this other video. Guys, I have some videos to go through. We have to watch, guys. So please stick around. I know it's we're doing a lot of reading tonight. I hope that doesn't run too many people off. So, I don't do this every night. Sometimes we have a little more fun. This is more of a news, try to actually look at the news a little bit night. Some stories that might be significant. This could be a whole a psyop here, but at least the Nepal thing was a rocky ride, rocky road. Now I want ice cream. One of the Gaza-bound vessels carrying the pro-Palestinian activists, including Greta Thunberg, was struck by a drone. The Flotilla organizers claimed. Global Samud Flotilla posted footage on Instagram that appears to show the Portuguese flagged vessel being hit by an object, and said all 6 passengers and crew were safe after the incident outside the Tunisian port of Sidi Bou Said. So was hit by an object. Bro, they're saying it's a drone struck by a drone. It looked like it looked like a flare gun. A projectile from a flare gun. It really did. If the Israelis wanted to, this is a boat with 6 people on it. If Israel wanted to sink this shit, they would have. Okay? There might be something up here. I don't know. What's 6 more people? They've killed thousands of children. What's 6 more people, and including Greta Thunberg, who they probably actually get a lot of support for that. Honestly, if the Israelis killed Greta Thunberg, that might undo a little bit of the damage that they've done to their image over the past, almost 2 years now. Tunisian authorities quoted by Reuters said the reports a drone was involved had no basis in truth, adding an initial inspection indicates the explosion originated inside the vessel. Oh my God. So that we know that's fake. Dude, we just watched the video that showed it dropping onto the boat. So the Tunisian government's lying out of its ass. But this whole thing might be exaggerated to an extent. It was probably not even meant to sink the boat. Whoever's doing this is probably just fucking with Greta Thunberg. I'm blaming her for this, actually. This is not Israel's fault. This is Greta's fault. The aid flotilla set sail from Barcelona last week and arrived in Tunisia on Sunday with a fucking target on it. The GSF said their family boat was struck in Tunisian waters and fire had damaged the main deck. In a series of videos published to their Instagram, spokespeople for the GSF said an incendiary device caused a fire aboard the vessel, which the crew was able to extinguish. A spokesperson for the Tunisian National Guard also told the AFP news agency no drone had been detected and the investigation was continuing. It sounded like a drone, right, guys? I think I heard the propellers in that one video. David Heathcote, head of intelligence at McKinsey Intelligence Services, told the BBC the nature of the impact angle in footage implies that the object has been dropped rather than launched or fired. Yeah. So if it could be a drone was used to maneuver over the ship before the package was released onto it. Regardless of the method of delivery, the impact video casts serious doubt on the Tunisian authorities' version of events. Fucking idiots. United Nations Human Rights Council's special rapporteur and Tunisian resident Francesca Albanese, who was also featured in the video shared by the GFS, said that if an attack could be verified, it would be an assault and aggression against Tunisia and the Tunisian government. If an attack was verified, it would be an assault. Okay. So are they implying here? I just don't know what to think. They're implying here that if Israel did that to the flotilla, so yeah, this is the UN Human Rights Council is saying that this is an act of aggression against Tunisia because they hit the flotilla that was in Tunisian waters. In a post on X, she said she was at Sidi Bou Said port and trying to figure out the facts with local authorities. Albanese has been a prominent critic of Israel's military offensive in Gaza and has been subject to sanction imposed by the U.S. in July, a decision welcomed by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who called them a firm measure against the mendacious smear campaign against Israel. Flotilla organizers have said the aim of their mission is to break Israel's illegal siege on Gaza, but have faced several setbacks. In June, Israeli forces boarded a boat carrying humanitarian aid to Gaza and detained the 12 activists on board, including Swedish activist Thunberg. Israeli authorities escorted the activists to the port of Ashdod before deporting them from the country. Israeli authorities have characterized the attempts to sail aid to Gaza as publicity stunts that offered no real humanitarian assistance. Okay, well, yeah, if you turn the boat around, guys, have you seen that? Okay, I've saved some of these videos. I don't know if I've shown them, but there's a bunch of videos of the Israeli, I don't know if they're citizens, military, it looked like regular citizens in some of these videos are literally taking the food and just like smashing it and destroying it. They're taking the boxes of this non-kosher food and just destroying it. So if that's what you mean by it's not. It's either Hamas gets it or the Israelis destroy it. So yeah, I guess none of this is working. People are just starving over there. Good. Okay. There have also been prior allegations of drone attacks on aid ships bound for Gaza. The Freedom Flotilla alleged that its ship, the Conscience, was struck by a drone in May off the coast of Malta. Yeah, so I thought this sounded familiar. I think we have played some of the footage. Guys, remember it was that woman who was fighting back and forth on the radio with the Israeli government. BBC was sent a recording of the distress call from the flotilla ship recorded by a crew member on the nearby oil tanker. Captain of flotilla ship can be heard reporting a drone strike and a fire on board. Maltese government said everyone aboard the ship was confirmed safe and that a fire on board the ship was brought under control overnight. Last month, the UN-backed body confirmed that there was a famine in Gaza, and the UN's humanitarian chief said it was the direct result of Israel's systemic obstruction of aid entering Gaza. How about that? Interesting. They didn't say it's because of Hamas stealing all of it. They said it's there's a famine in Gaza as a direct result of Israel's systemic obstruction of aid entering Gaza. Interesting. The report was labeled an outright lie by Israel, which has denied there is starvation in the territory. In March, it introduced a nearly 3-month total blockade on supplies entering the Strip, claiming the aid was being taken by Hamas. It started allowing a limited amount of aid back into the territory after increasing international pressure. Israel has since tried to impose its own distribution system through the controversial Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which has been criticized by aid agencies. In 2010, Israel commandos killed 10 people when they boarded Turkish ship Mavi Marmara, which was leading an aid flotilla towards Gaza. 2010. This was back in 2010. Is everybody listening here? 2010. Now my memory doesn't always suit me, but I think 2010 was before October 7th of a year or two ago. Israeli military launched a campaign in Gaza in response to the Hamas-led attack on October 7th of 2023, in which about 1,200 people were killed and 251 were taken hostage. At least 64,522 people have been killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza since then, mostly women and children, according to the territory's Hamas-run health ministry. So yeah, that could be also inflated slightly because it's a Hamas-run health ministry. There's a lot of argument about the actual numbers of dead, but it's kind of hard to argue with videos of little kids with their heads blown off on Twitter and their bodies so charred they look like burnt barbecue. There's only so much you can really argue against that. You have to count all the different videos we actually don't have good numbers on, real verified numbers on how many people have died in Gaza. So what you need to do is actually go to Twitter and just scroll on Twitter and count how many little children you see mutilated by the Israeli government and just make up your own number. Sounds fun. Okay. So check out this shit. This has been going around. Let's take a look at this. We need to have a conversation, and I want to review a video on here. I don't know how long we should go with it and whatnot. It's very interesting. Ouch. We're going to watch this one first, but there's a video where Andrew Wilson actually debates, what's his name? It's a guy from Steven Crowder's show. They don't really debate so much. I only watched a few minutes of this, but these guys are going back and forth about whether Christians should support Israel. Okay? And it was very interesting. And I don't, guys, I'm not a religious scholar. I know a little bit here and there about a bunch of different religions, but I don't know any of them in, fine detail. But I would love to see Charlie Kirk debate Andrew Wilson on whether Christians should support Israel. Because, so Natural Aspired said Americans need to support America. And I agree with that. But, they don't necessarily need to support only America. Maybe. I don't, there's some people that are literally not just America first. They're America only. I mean, we can have that discussion. I don't fucking know. The thing is, what I'm getting into here is, and again, guys, I'm not a Christian. I know a lot of the back and forth about Israel and whatever atrocities and this and that. A lot of this is religious fighting. There's a lot of Muslims and, some Christians calling out Israel because of a lot of the motives. It boils down to religious motives. And the same with some people's support for Israel. Like when you saw Tucker Carlson interviewing Ted Cruz, and he said, well, the Bible says he who blesses Israel will be blessed. He who curses Israel will be cursed. I don't think that's actually a direct, accurate quote. I forget exactly what it says, but regardless, it's, we can debate about this. Is the Bible, and Tucker Carlson brought this up, but this has been the question people have been asking this whole time. All the Groypers, all of the Nick Fuentes fans who have been getting shat on for years, since 2015, all of them have been asking the same question. You really think the Bible, when the Bible says to bless Israel, you really think the Bible is precisely talking about the exact borders and government of the current state of Israel? You really think the Bible from thousands of years ago, when it says to bless Israel, you think that they're talking about the Benjamin Netanyahu government? Really? But besides that, the issue of what we're about to watch here is I think it's an Asian dude that's breaking down basically his theory on what's going on with Israel right now. And this ties into this Andrew Wilson debate thing. I don't know when we'll take a look at that, but probably sometime soon, where Andrew Wilson is sort of arguing, and he's a hardcore Christian, and I guess so is what's his name, the guy from Steven Crowder's show. They're arguing that Christians should not support Judaism because Jews actually want to bring on the Holocaust, or not the Holocaust. They want to bring on Armageddon. Pardon me, slight difference here. They want to bring on Armageddon, and with the building of the temple and the this and the that, and so this ties into what we're going to watch here. Let me pull this up, and then I'll get you guys on the same. I'll get you guys back on this tab. Okay. This is a very dangerous analogy by a Chinese professor. Oh, hold on a second. What did I do? What? Okay, here we go. I'll go down here. Let me get rid of this. Oh, promo code's in here. Lover, welcome.
So the first question I have for you is, what is happening in Israel? Right now, as you know, Israel is besieging, bombarding Gaza. You might have seen the videos on social media. It is disturbing. It is terrible what is happening. The word that is happening, the word that we use for what is happening in Gaza is this word. You are not allowed to say this word on YouTube, but that is the intention. What I will argue, though, is that...
Hold on. Is this... It says follow for part 2. They better not fucking cut this off. They better not give me half of this video.
The truth is far more disturbing than this. What is really happening in Gaza is a ritual sacrifice.
Ritual sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen, which is what I argued happened on, I don't remember the date, but in Pennsylvania, where Donald Trump was chosen to be the next president, and they sacrificed people in the audience at his campaign. Steve Jackson, the red cow. Yes, the red heifer. You need the red heifers. Israel's been killing off red heifers, trying to bring the Antichrist. Usher in the Antichrist. Man, we should... I might pull up the Andrew Wilson thing tonight to tie all this together.
And this happens quite often in human history.
Okay, so what this guy's saying, I've been starting and stopping and interrupting, but what he's getting at here, he's saying it looks like Israel is committing genocide. You guys know what word I'm trying to say? That is, he said I'm not supposed to say, and I'll take his word for it. Most people I've been flipping out because they think Israel is committing genocide. Okay. He's saying what the real problem is, this isn't just a land grab and you're beating up on extremely poor Arabs in the region. That's not, it looks like that. It looks like they're just trying to, kill all the Arab people in the what the Israeli government would consider Israel, not Palestine, but it looks like that. But really what this is a ritual sacrifice. And he's going to break this down. Ritual human sacrifice.
What the Israelis are doing is quite horrific because it is really this sort of sacrifice. Why? Because 47%, almost half of the population of Gaza is under 18 years old. So the majority of people who are getting killed are in fact children. What is most striking or blatant about what's happening in Gaza is that we can all see it for ourselves.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find this unedited. Oh, I found it. Okay. Let's I'm sorry guys, this is a little cumbersome. I thought I had seen the video somewhere else and I went past it on Instagram and because I hadn't saved it before and I was like, fuck, I wanted to save that. Here it is. So, let's see here. This looks like the whole lecture here. Hold on. Let's see where this takes us. YouTube. Holy fuck, it's an hour long. Okay, so we're going to watch this 9-minute version because it looks like it has everything Yeah, let's watch this one.
And because this is going to go on YouTube, there are certain words I cannot say. So just to warn you, I will write down these words, but I will not say them, because if I do say them, then I'll get censored on YouTube. Today, we're going to look at how evil triumphs. Why is the world so evil? And there's going to be a lot of extremely disturbing topics we're going to discuss. But you're mature, and it's important that we discuss these topics in order to understand how the world works. So let's just start. And we will do a lot of speculation and theorizing in this class. So do not take this as gospel. Do not believe this is the truth. The entire point of this class is to help you develop the theories and the ideas to better understand the world. These are tools. Okay, this is not truth. These are tools. All right. So the first question I have for you is, what is happening in Israel? Right now, as you know, Israel is besieging, bombarding Gaza. You might have seen the videos on social media. It is disturbing. It is terrible what is happening. The word that is happening, the word that we use for what is happening in Gaza is this word. You're not allowed to say this word on YouTube, but that is the intention.
Okay, so I know that other video was way small. Can you guys see what he's writing here?
What I will argue, though, is that the truth is far more disturbing than this. What is really happening in Gaza is a ritual sacrifice. And this happens quite often in human history.
Steve Jackson, Trump wears a little hat and kisses walls. Who doesn't these days, though? Dude, who saw Alex Stein's show today? That was so fucking funny. Alex Stein had a giant TV thing on his set, and he put up a picture. They put up a picture of the wall. Is it the Wailing Wall? What is it called? The Wall. And Alex Stein was going up to the wall on his TV screen and kissing it. It was the funniest fucking shit. The digital wall, yes, a truth is that was so fucking funny. I was dying laughing. I was really cracking up. That was so funny.
If you go back and you look at the real history of humanity, this happens quite often. Some of the most famous examples are the Aztecs. We've dug up temples of the Aztecs, and inside the temples are thousands and thousands of human skulls.
Is this blood libel? Is this technically blood libel?
So before they went to war, they practiced human sacrifice. They would commit mass murder of their enemies in public. So the Aztecs were really famous for this. The Phoenicians, specifically the Carthaginians. We will discuss them later this semester, but the Phoenicians were also famous for a particular type of sacrifice, which is child sacrifice. The Romans wrote histories insulting the Phoenicians for practicing this sort of sacrifice.
Yeah.
But the Romans themselves practiced human sacrifice. What they would do is that after every major war, they would capture all the major leaders, all their enemies, and they would parade their enemies through the streets of Rome. This is something called a triumph. At the end of the triumph, they would gather enemies at the temple of Jupiter. Jupiter is their god. And then they would strangle to death their enemies. That's sacrifice. That's human sacrifice. They didn't call it that, okay? And they sort of disguised it, but we know for a fact that they did do this. So the question for us is, why is it that this happens? Why did the Aztecs do it? Why did the Phoenicians do it? Why did the Romans do it? And why is it today the Israelis do it in Gaza? And remember, okay, what the Israelis are doing is quite horrific because it is really this sort of sacrifice. Why? Because 47%, almost half of the population of Gaza is under 18 years old. So the majority of people who are getting killed are, in fact, children.
Oh, shit. I clicked the wrong thing. Steve Jackson said juice equals Canaanite. Some people say that. I've seen, I think it was God, what was it? It was either some megalithic rock type of thing. I forget. I saw something where people were claiming the Star of David is actually an older symbol from either the Canaanites or some group that was doing human sacrifice stuff. I could maybe see if I can find that, but I'm trying to pay attention here.
What is most striking or blatant about what's happening in Gaza is that we can all see it for ourselves. And it's almost as though the Israelis want us to see it and want us to hate them. Right? You can see all over the world, popular opinion is turning against Israel. Yep.
So yeah, he's saying this is on purpose. Israel is rage baiting everyone. They actually like it. You wouldn't know, judging by the fucking algorithms that I have to deal with every goddamn night on here. You wouldn't know it from that, but Israel actually wants me to show you guys how they're killing babies in Gaza. Apparently, according to this guy. I don't know that to be true. They want you to see this so that everyone turns on Israel. Why do they want that? Listen up.
These popular protests all around the world protesting what is happening in Palestine. If they really want to do this, right, there are actually much more effective ways of doing this. For example, you could just poison their water, or you could poison the air so that everyone in Gaza gets a fast cancer, right? We have the technology to do this. So Israel could do this secretly, and no one would talk about it. And in 20 years' time, 30 years' time, the population of Gaza would all be gone. It would be a very secret, right? Instead, they choose to do this in front of the world. And my argument to you is that this is intentional. They want the world to hate them. Because by doing this, they create the ultimate taboo, right? We find this disgusting and contemptuous, so the entire world will unite against Israel. But guess what? That's what their religion wants. In the extreme form of Jewish eschatology, or the religion, they believe that at the end of the world, Israel will fight the entire world, and God will help Israel triumph in the end. So what's really happening in Gaza is that there are extremists within the Israel government.
Bro, imagine that. Guys, this is crazy because okay, I don't know that much about Judaism. I really don't. I haven't read the fucking Talmud or anything. I barely know shit about Christianity, just enough to know that it's fake too. No, I'm kidding, but not really. But anyway, if this is true, does this not make sense for some of the ways that, no offense, but I mean, guys, I'll show you a video from this protest. I think it was in New York, and there was this fucking ogre troll looking woman, actual cave troll of a human being with just the ugliest fucking face, one of the most actually disgusting people you could see. And there's a pro Gaza people, pro Palestine people protesting in the street, just going free, free Palestine. And this fucking big-nosed fucking cave troll of a woman is just calling everyone goys and saying that she's the chosen one. Her and her people are the chosen ones, and we're all goyim. And this guy goes up to her and he's like, "Are you talking about Christians too?" She's like, "Fuck you. You're all goyim. Fuck you. We're the chosen ones." It almost, sometimes when you go, they've been kicked out of 100 some countries, and some of the fucking shameless shit like that, when there's pro-Palestine people protesting because little kids are getting killed, and they come up with their fucking big nose and say, "Fuck you, fuck those kids, you're all goyim." I mean, is this not this? It makes me feel like this guy's on to something here, that this is intentional. They, like, some of them might not even know it, but they like want to be turned on. They want the world to turn on them because it's part of it's literally like foretold in their religion that this is going to happen. The whole world is going to turn on Judaism, and they're going to fight the world and come out on top. So it's like, certainly, guys, if at the end, if part of their religion is you know, if it's foretold that they're supposed to fight the rest of the world and come out on top, what motivation and again, this isn't all Jewish people, guys. I'm just saying the ones this guy's speaking of, who are the hardcore fundamentalists of Judaism that happen to be part of the Israeli government and in whatever positions of power around the world, in our government here in the US as well. What is their motivation to have peace and to not look like a piece of shit when it's prophesized in your religion that the whole world's going to turn on you and say you're a piece of shit and it's going to start a war and you're going to win that war and come out on top? What's the motivation to not be despised?
Who want to accelerate the process of the end of the world, where Israel will face the world. And if you think about it, the entire idea of this ritual sacrifice is to unite the Israeli population. And what's extremely disturbing and horrifying about it is that this works. Why? Well, let's use an analogy, okay? The analogy is this. In Chinese history, the most popular military stratagem is to fight with a river behind your back. You guys have heard of this strategy, right? Where, okay, an army is losing, okay? It's being scattered by the enemy. So what the general does is forces the army to retreat to a river. And now with the river blocking your escape, you have a choice. You can either drown in the river or you can fight to the death. And most soldiers will choose to fight to the death. And so at this point, the soldiers are unified. They're galvanized. They're energized. And then they find a surge of energy to go and destroy their enemy. Okay, this is the most popular military stratagem in ancient Chinese history. And guess what? It's the same as Israel doing this right now in Gaza. It's the same logic. Yes? You have a question?
So what is a river for the Israel? Like,
what is a river for Israel?
Yeah, that's a good question. What's a river right here, right? The river is a taboo, right? What's the worst thing you
What's the river for Israel
can do in modern society? Killing children, guys, right?
Yeah, how does this kid's retarded. How do you not get the analogy? The river is the fact that Israel, what this guy is basically showing is that when people you're surrounded. When you're actually surrounded, you will fight harder than if you have options to run away. That's what that's basically the roundabout logic with this. So Israel is, according to this professor, he's arguing that Israel is committing some of these atrocities publicly, and it's because the Israeli government is wanting Israelis, you know, Jewish and Israeli citizens from wherever the fuck they are around the world to unify, to realize that it's us against the rest of the world. And that will it will cause them to unify and fight harder. That's what he's arguing.
So there's no exit for Israel. You either go all the way or the world comes and destroys you anyway. And in fact, what's really interesting is that if you go online, you will see Israelis go around the world and causing trouble everywhere. They're going to start fights. They shout death to the Arabs on public buses in the Western world. It's intentional. They want to unite themselves by dividing the world, by angering the world. Okay? Does that make sense?
Should we watch this full thing? White Ice T said you should see the kind of juice they have in Brooklyn. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, true. Okay, let me see. I think I have this other thing saved on the gram. Did I save this on here? Bro, look at this woman. Look, Now, when we take a look at this, just know listen, guys. I don't like any religion. Okay, I've already took a little playful shot at Christianity a couple minutes ago. I don't like any other religions. Okay, so I don't want any Jewish person out there to start feeling special, like you're being targeted, because you're not. I don't like Buddhism. I don't like Hinduism, Jainism, Taoism, any of the isms. And but this right here, let me just say, this is this woman I'm about to show you. This is it's going to surprise you that this is a human being and not one of the orcs from the Lord of the Rings. This is a human being right here. But this is Exhibit A. I really don't need to show any more evidence to make my position with this, but this is how I know. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is how I know that Jewish people are not the chosen people. These are not God's chosen people, at least not this woman. Okay? This video right here is all I need to see and all I should have to show to prove that Judaism is false. This woman thinks she's God's chosen people. I don't know what her evidence of that is, if the people that are God's chosen people, God makes them fucking hideous or something. If that is like the logic here, she might be right. I don't think that's what her argument would be, but just take a look at this shining example of someone who thinks they're God's chosen people. This fucking hideous thing.
I will never be. Dumbass boys,
Dumbass goys, you're goyim.
you're goyim.
Look at this. Tits down to her fucking big ass stomach. God is with the Jews. Goyim, you dumbass goys.
You dumbass boy. You're a dumbass boy. Hi, how are you, sir?
What's a goyim?
Goyim like you.
A non-Jew. So
Yeah.
even Christians are goyim.
Yeah.
It's in the Torah. That Christians are goyim, right?
Yeah.
Christians are goyim. These are your biggest supporters. Christians are goyim.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. So pray for this woman. Pray for us Catholics? No, someone pray for this woman. I don't know what God's chosen people should look like, but I just don't think this is it.
I'm asking. Are Christians goyim? Thank you. The world is going to see this.
I will never be. Dumbass boys, you're goyim. You're goyim. You'll never get anything. God is with the Jews. Goyim, you dumbass boy. You're a dumbass boy. Hi, how are you, sir?
What's a goyim?
Goyim like you.
A non-Jew. So
Yeah.
even Christians are goyim.
Yeah.
It's in the Torah. That Christians are goyim, right?
Yeah.
Christians are goyim. These are your biggest supporters. Christians are goyim. I'm asking. Are Christians goyim? Thank you. The world is going to see this.
Holy fucking shit, man. That's scary. Dutch Duke said, what a sweetheart. Yeah, yeah. That's scary, man. That's a real human being, supposedly, allegedly, right there. That's a real... Oh, your boy does rap songs about goyams. FG postmortem. That's crazy. Should we play? We'll move on. We watched the professor thing. I'm glad we took a look at that. Oh, let's watch the Bubba thing. We'll look at the Andrew Wilson thing another night, because that deserves probably its own stream. It's a long video. I don't know how far to get into it, but it's interesting, guys. It's interesting, considering especially what this Chinese professor said. Let me go to the YouTube. Let's pull up Bubba's show from this morning and go to we'll end with this. We'll go through some of the Hall of Fame stuff, the stuff about Holyoke Joe and Stacy G calling in. Hold on, where is it? Here we go.
Your words?
Are they?
I need allies.
Skip an ad and I get another ad. Holy fuck, YouTube.
I want you to join me.
Saying they're getting it
Holy crap, man.
from the pile of cards and messages that he got on his 50th birthday.
What time did the Hall of Fame stuff start?
No, thank you, Group of Lips. But I was just admiring the busts. They are really, really impressive. I mean, I actually.
But sunny days and glow bug.
Okay, hold on.
Best. You buy the merch. You participate.
Okay, so they're getting into it. Let's check this out. So yeah, right from this break. Well, here we go.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the
Dr. Dan is rugged as hell. He looks sexy. He was handsome, very, very good looking in his suit at the premiere. Very handsome man.
Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Dude, Dr. Dan, it's fucked up, honestly, guys. Dr. Dan, I mean, he is gorgeous now, of course, but dude, the pictures of him when he was younger, and even I don't know how old he was during Hogan Knows Best, but I saw him in that clip, and I had forgotten how he was just a fucking stallion. God damn it, he's too hot. It's not fair. It's one of those people that they're so hot, you go, why does anyone need to be that hot? Why am I cursed? Why do you hate me, God?
Hopefully soon I'll be able to tell you that I got this big situation happening on Friday.
Natural Aspire, Gene looked great too. Gene looked like a villain from Batman. Bubba said it best, like the Penguin or something. Gene was in character.
It's going to be on 3 different places for you to be able to participate in this situation. And when I was able to promote the situation, we were doing really well. Now they've shut me down. But hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel. What's that, Jay?
When is the hearing? Do they have it set yet?
I have no idea.
Guys, if this isn't cleared up by tomorrow and I haven't called in by 9 o'clock, because I have to work at 9, if I haven't called in by 9, someone else call into the show and promote the doc. Call in, guys. Read between the lines here. You got to call in and tell everybody the pre-sale is on for Apple TV. Go purchase the pre-sale now. It's $5 cheaper.
Idea. I have no idea. I know that I signed a lot of papers yesterday.
Guys, tomorrow's leg day. I'm gonna be far too out of breath to call in if I get up early enough to do my full workout. But I'm gonna try to call in. But if I don't by 9, someone else needs to do it. Come on, guys.
I had to go to Tom Bean's office 4 different times.
Oh man, 4 times to the principal's office. That's not fun.
So we got, the annual, BARP, which the last night of BARP on Saturday, everybody will be here. Jay will be here. Dan will be here. Steven will be here. Jimmy Cleavis will be here.
Yeah, someone, Jeff Cron, someone texted me about it. Someone got a hold of me about the Twitter thing. Yeah.
Hell, Pippi might.
Turns out that might have been that. Yeah. Turns out that might have actually been someone that's a problem who I should stay off of their radar if that is who it appeared to be.
Even Pippi might show up.
Maybe he'll show up.
I call him Pippi. Pippi Longstockings might show up.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Hard telling who's all going.
I should probably go back and block that person, actually, just to be safe.
To be here, but the royalty of royalty, the best of the best. Everybody that works for the show. Of course, Steve will have his wife with him. I should put Krista in the Hall of Fame.
You should.
As a rib.
It's Krista +1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell
Half.
Steve. I'm actually gonna give Steve's ring to Krista this year. His and hers matching.
There you go.
So anyway, we have within that world, we try to recognize, and we have a Hall of Fame. Unlike any other radio show, this is unlike any radio show where we have a dynamic where we get together once a year in a festive type settings. Those that have met certain thresholds get a big, huge, Super Bowl quality type ring. And then the ultimate is to be included into our Hall of Fame.
Guys, we got a fart coming. Hold on a second. Did you guys hear that? Hold on, let's get the fart counter. Where is it? Fart counter 1. Here we go. That was the first one on the stream, guys. First one of the night. Richie asked, did I just adjust my nuts? I saw that. He said, yeah, I did. I was sitting on them. I got the summer, but well, my AC, like I told you guys, I should have turned it down. I got to get up to grab my protein shake in a second. I'll probably turn it down because my balls are like, guys, on a hot day, I'm seriously not exaggerating. Look, I'm not that well endowed. So don't believe me. I'm not saying I've got like giant bull testicles or something. They're not that big. I'm like barely above average when it comes to my dong, and I think my testicles are about average size, but they do some hanging. And I'm not even kidding. On a good warm day, or even right now where I have my AC set high because Tico is charging the fuck out of us to pay for storm repairs because of the storms last year. My balls will hang like 4 inches or something. I haven't measured because why would I? Okay, but dude, it's crazy sometimes. I think it's cool. I like low hangers. I think that's cool. But sometimes, like now, I'm leaning back and they're like under my legs, under my ass. And I'm like farting on them. Oh, fuck. All right, let's go.
And the Hall of Fame doesn't necessarily mean there are some people that
A-Dog Lover. What's up, dude? Welcome.
Aren't $2,400 people who meet that threshold that are in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is just, I don't know. I don't
be
know.
an all-time great chatter.
Yeah, you could be an all-time great chatter. You could be, you could just
Parody guys got him.
There's really no rhyme to reason other than you're a really good person. You really, really, really participate and like the program. You support the program when you can.
Yep.
You may not be a big, John Costica type slinging D, but you do your best. You buy the merch, you participate in chat. You're not a hater in any way, shape, or form. You try to stick up for us. You're just an overall, your royalty to the highest level, which makes you Hall of Famer. And let me, this is, I can't even play the Olympic theme song anymore because I think if I go any more than
Richie April. I listen to Kanye sometimes still. Yeah. Once in a while. He's one of those guys where his songs are really hit or miss for me. Some of them really, really slap though.
Like that's all I can play without getting a copyright.
Yeah.
I used to play when I would be announcing this year's nominees. These are not. So probably I got 13 nominees, Lummy, and I'm thinking that
Dog, yes, there's one Kanye song that is just historical and incredible, and I feel like it would probably give a bad impression of this stream if I told you which one is Kanye's best song ever that I love listening to. Let's move on.
Take 8 or 9.
Okay.
But please realize that if you are a nominee this year and you don't get in, you're probably a shoe-in for next year. That's kind of what I'm thinking. In fact, I think that's the way it's always gone.
98% of the time.
So this year's nominee list for Hall of Fame, and being in the Hall of Fame means we will have you take a picture of yourself. Lummy will send you instructions on how to take your picture. Please don't put a bozo nose and a clown wig on. Please take it seriously. Please try to no ball caps. Just try to take a picture. Do your hair. What?
Yeah, we'll make it easier for
you know,
if you want a real bust.
Yeah, if you want a real bust.
Ancient art, acupuncture, $10.
You know, take a fancy mugshot. So
if I got into the Hall of Fame, I would need a toupee or something, guys. What am I gonna? I'm known for having the dreadlocks. Should I fucking attach them back to my head for the bust or something? I'm not getting in the Hall of Fame, but I'm saying in theory, just a hypothetical here. I wouldn't want my fucking skinhead bust to look like how I look.
I'm saying is like, take a good picture, do your hair, and don't. We've had people over the years that try to be smart asses on it and wear a bozo wig with a clown's nose, and it's just like it's so disrespectful to the process, right?
It makes Grouper Lips have to do a little more work.
Yeah. So this year's nominees are, now here's the deal. This isn't locked in. I can add to this.
Yep.
If listen, we're going to be monitoring chat. We're going to be monitoring each other.
White Iced Tea, stop asking which Kanye song it is. I thought it was very obvious which one I was talking about. Damn it. Ends in Paris? No, that song's decent, but no, I'm talking more of Kanye's newer stuff.
Like if Jay thinks of somebody we should consider, just blurt it out. There are no wrong. Dan, this is one time you can't get in trouble for blurting it out and being Dan. Bah!
Okay.
So here we go. Let's fudge some whores.
All right.
Let me.
Yes.
He's a nominee.
All right.
Mark from Tarpon is a nominee.
Good guy.
Rob Green. Paper Towel Willie. Let me write this down.
Semi-autograph Travis, $25.
Thank you, Semi-autograph Travis. I think he was in last year's
Yes, sir.
Hall of Famer. Semi-autograph. And listen, he doesn't just do autographs on semis. He does it. Let me fish on the J, $50
Hall of Famer.
On the PayPal Hall of Famer. So semi-autograph Travis, whether it's Seth's Ford Hemi or Dan, I don't know if he would. I don't even know that semi-autograph Travis can do Teslas. I don't know. We'd have to ask.
They can.
I bet he sure.
White Iced Tea, I'll text you. White Iced Tea said, man, I don't listen to Yeezy. Bro, we all know what song I'm talking about except you. Where have you been, buddy? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Sure you can.
My sister,
Teslas are like Lego sets, man. Everything just pops on and pops off.
My sister just went through the process of trading her two in and getting two brand new ones. And do you know you do it completely through the app?
You can do it all through the app? That's great. Have you seen my light bar?
No, I've not seen your light bar. I feel like you're worn and you just asked me if I've seen your baseball. have you seen my light bar? I've not seen your light bar.
Semi-autograph says he can do it. So he can do everything.
Yeah,
Right, of course.
But he specializes in semis, but he can do anything.
He does all steps.
Oh, he does all the steps?
Yes. Wow.
Todd Stepp was at the premiere.
Great guy.
I'm having lunch with him in a couple weeks.
Greg DeFiplo, $20.
I'm so glad we got time. I'm so glad that we're doing business with Steps again.
Semi-autograph Mike, $25. Yeah, he came up and he was so happy to be back.
Charles Ramsey, $25 on the PayPal as well. So Paper Towel Willie. Let me write this down. Uncle Eric. Nick the Gun Guy. I feel like I should throw it. Let me. Who's Napa Mike?
Yeah, no,
Napa Mike. I know, but he just gave me $50 on PayPal.
He was in the first ones.
Average Joe.
Nice.
Dr. Rimulak. Sunny Days.
Oh.
Two women back to back, as a matter of fact. Sunny Days and Glowbug.
Hey, I like them both.
Jeff the Gooch Patterson.
Gooch.
Bob from Sunbelt.
Right. Yeah.
And my last one I have, but in case anybody has any others to add, like Seth, if you got something or you're watching chat and somebody, Bob Cook's in it, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is.
Last year. Rainey Hall.
All right.
Rainey Hall. So those are the 13 that I got. Is there anybody off the top of your head that chat has mentioned or that you might think of I might have missed? Seth, anything off the top of your head, my friend?
I mean, can I throw in a vote for Colton?
Well, I mean,
he's on the show.
Colton's kind of
doesn't get paid.
Yeah,
but neither do I. But we're not getting.
I nominate Dan. Dan's gonna say, "Listen, Bob, I can't do this free anymore unless you make me the Hall of Fame." And I say, "Good luck. I'll just use Jay."
Same. It'll be the same head.
It would be the same head. We put Jay or Dan Diaco.
Jay, they're pretty mad that you cut the drink line at the thing we're not allowed to talk about.
Hold on, did Jay cut the drink line?
Apparently.
Guys, the drink line. Who is? Hold on a second. Hold on. people must be saying this in the chat because I heard Dan bring this up. Where it doesn't, they don't have a chat live chat replay not available for this video. People in the chat must be referencing my live stream because we were talking about it last night, and this is from this morning. They're telling on Jay for cutting the line. Dude, that is so funny. Oh, Richie. Wow, Dr. Dan brought it up, bro. I told Dan in Rumble chat that we saw it. That is so funny. Did you guys tell him it was from my stream? That's so funny. I should send the clips. We'll see. Maybe Babyface is in Thursday. I don't have time to get the clips tonight, but tomorrow I can probably make like a small, like a reel. I'll make a reel and maybe I'll post it on my Instagram and stuff, and I'll send it to Lummy and see if they want to play it. Because I got Babyface too. Babyface cut the line for a cup of ice. We'll see. I might try to whip that together.
You know, hey guys, what's up? And then they skated into the line.
Hold on, listen.
Someone's really pissed off in chat on the
They should be real
side.
pissed off that Terry was at the bar, like literally checking out, and I said, "Add a beer on there." Thank you.
I do know this. Tate first comes up, Lummy, and gives
Listen, did you hear Jay? Are they gonna be mad at me? Jay wouldn't be mad at me, would he, if I posted that? He would know I'm just having some fun, right? Just having fun. It's just funny come on, guys. You know it's funny because you guys are slick Italian rich attorneys and doctors and stuff, and you're cutting the line. It's funny, buddy. I'm not saying you don't deserve to. In fact, I think your time is more valuable than mine. I'll fully admit that. I got no problem, admitting that you should be, if anyone should be allowed to cut the line, it's the Diacos. Not Babyface, though. That's crossing the line. You're not quite slick enough there, but
like 15 of these drink armbands, okay?
Oh, yes.
And then he comes back to me and goes, "How many did I give you those?" I go, "Oh, quite a bit." And he goes, "Let me have them back." So he takes them all back and gives me 5.
Yeah, you even drink.
But hold on. So Jay happens to be the first one that comes up to me. I go, "Jay, put this on." Because I only had 5.
You were getting me to put it on Brooke, and you turned to me and were going to give it to me, and I'm like, "Ladies first."
So I put one on Brooke. Brooke likes wine, so I gave one to Brooke. Brooke's husband doesn't drink, so I gave one to Jay. Yep. And I think, did I give one to Jimmy?
No, you gave me 2, and I gave the other one to Steven.
Okay.
Craig Burston, $70. Woo.
And there was my 3 or 4, and then I think I gave I might have had 2 in my pocket. Besides Colton, which I hate to shoot you down, Seth, but I don't think Colton's eligible. Not that we have any eligibility.
If Colton stopped doing stuff for the BRN, there would be a hole.
Listen, Colton gets a ring every year. I think that's all Colton cares about. And I don't think that Colton really wants to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, I didn't know people had to want to be in there. I just threw out a name. I'm sorry.
Let's do merch crate.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who Jimmy Clevis. I know Bubba talks about. I don't know what he looks like, but Jimmy Clevis supposedly there. I wouldn't have known if I saw him.
You get in trouble for throwing a name out. That's a good name.
Colton doesn't come in. Colton's not promoting anything when he comes in here, man. He just does it for the love of the show.
And I love Colton. And if the Hall of Fame was wired a little bit different, then we also have to remember, Lummy, we have in our new strip mall studios, that's what we're calling them. We don't have near the space. So I got to start getting a little stingy. I think I put in like 14 last year.
Yeah.
I got to start getting a little stingy.
Like 4 this year.
No, not 4.
Okay.
Probably 6.
Okay.
So, Lummy, is there anybody off the top of your head that we might have, right now we got Let's Fudge Some Whores, Mark from Tarpon, Rob Green.
Snookslayer.
Okay, yeah. I think that he's. I don't have it. Is there anybody else that will second?
Oh, shit, Sniz, you're nominated, buddy. Is Sniz in the chat still? My dude, I hope you get in there. You'll be with Holyoke Joe in the Hall of Fame and being really good company.
Slayer.
Yeah.
I'll second him.
Me too.
He's in
Sniz, Stacy G, Rainey, and Holyoke Joe in the Hall of Fame. Those are my 4 nominations so far. And the Fat Pig. Throw that in there too. Adam Wiley, White Ice Tea, everybody who's ever in my chat, you're nominated by me. Let's do like 50.
At the chat every single day, all day, every day. He's definitely a listener all day.
Absolutely.
Snook Slayer.
And he's in Rumble and YouTube.
Okay.
Tampa Terry too. But the problem is Tampa Terry, if you got nominated for chosen, if you got into the Hall of Fame and you had to do the 3D picture for the bust, would you wear the fucking COVID mask and like some glasses and a hoodie or something? Would you do like your anonymous get up? Because that would be a good rib. I don't know. You couldn't show your face, right? Terry stays anonymous. That would be really funny. Yeah, that's my look, bro. Scott Starboard said, Steve, you need to call into the Bubba Show tomorrow. Say, Bubba, I just need you to know I normally stream at that time. I didn't show the venue outside. I didn't and would never show the doc. Well, we'll play it here. I think Stacy calls in during this segment. We're just going to play through this segment. If if anybody has to log off and go to bed, I know half of you guys saw this already today, so don't feel bad. We're just going to go through this. And Stacy gave me a shout out, so of course I want to play that call. And the Holyoke Joe possible nomination here.
Xerxes.
This is kind of more towards your alley. Xerxes, are you thinking, what are you thinking about Xerxes?
I mean, we're just going to put him on a list. He probably won't get in, so. I'm not teasing.
I'm teasing. I'm nothing. Let's get in the game.
Okay.
I agree. He's another one that's always around. Always.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
That doesn't mean
CC Hall. She's been around hardcore for the last 2 years. CC Hall.
She loves Dr. Dan. That's
all. She loves the show too. She's just not me. She's just human. She loves the show too.
Is she female?
Of course, yes.
That's our third female.
Oh God,
fourth female.
Yeah, we got
fourth.
CC Hall, Rainey Hall.
Was Double XL on there?
Not gonna matter. Seth hates you. What, Dutch Duke? I don't know how Seth feels about me. I'm sure if he knew, well, I'm not sure. That's the thing. I don't know how Seth feels about. Look, I've heard them be somewhat supportive, and I get it. He's got biases. He has skin in the game, and he, I think, is pretty much in support of Israel. I don't think Seth isn't. I don't think he's condones what is happening to the women and children and stuff. I'm sure he thinks what happened on October 7th is disgusting. He may or may not have feelings about who has rightful, ownership of the land and whatever. I don't know how he would actually feel about some of the stuff I say about Israel. I hope, I try to, guys, I'm critical of every religion on here, so I hope no one if you have the idea in your head that I'm like one of these fucking white nationalist Christian, Groyper, Nick Fuentes people, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm not taking part in anyone's fucking religious wars. Okay? You guys can just take my tax dollars and fight it on your own, okay? I'll fund both sides with my overtime, all right? I'm not getting involved, okay? So, if you have that impression, you've got the wrong impression. I'm critical of every religion on here, and, everybody everybody thinks it's funny until I start talking about their religion, and it gets serious, that's what it is. So, anyway, I don't think Seth hates me. I think he tries to tolerate me. He gave me a shout out here when Holyoke Joe was being considered nominated. I don't really think he hates me. I just I don't fucking know. I'm gonna send in some podcasts for them. I mean, at least I told you guys as a thank you. I want to at least send in a couple things for them as a thank you for letting me get invited to the premiere. Because that was really awesome. It was a really great time. I got to hang out with White Ice Tea, Bob Cook, and Adam Wiley. Those guys they're a hoot. They really are fun. There's nothing gay about it. but I would. Bob Cook, White Ice Tea, and Adam Wiley. They're pretty handsome men, though.
No, but
Sunny Days and Glowbug. Double is that his name? Double is it XXL?
No, XXL
XXL
Gaming,
Gaming.
Xerxes 69, Hogan Stretch, Heather Sniz.
I don't know about that.
The Diacos are literally just reading guys' names off.
Yeah.
No,
You guys, now, hold on. You guys are kind of insulted in some Lummy's intelligence because Lummy has really vetted these people and he knows different levels and things like that. And you guys are in here just reading stuff like it's off the chalkboard.
Okay. Also, first of all, there's numbers against how many posts people are doing in a day, and I regularly see these people like Xerxes and CC Hall being the top 5 people posting during a day. The other thing is the other people I recommended are people that have been regular. Snookslayer, he's on the first guy and the last person every single show. That guy texts more on Rumble than anyone else. I'm not being biased. I'm being intellectually honest.
And I've written him down, Danny. Okay, my friend.
Okay, we'll go over it here, Dutch Duke. He was saying, Bubba even made the comment today while discussing you for Hall of Fame that you're into certain things. I think that was during Stacy's call, unless I missed something else. I think he was upset. Guys, and remember, I sort of told you, he kind of jobbed me out a little bit. I wasn't live, but I thought I was, but I lost connection because that theater, it's like a Faraday cage or something. That place blocked my signal once I got into the actual theater part. I don't know if it's purposely designed like that. It could be. But anyway, I think Bubba thought that I streamed it. Because he probably saw that I was live before, maybe didn't. I was walking around with my fucking phone up like this the whole time before, and then I came up to him right after, and I was live. He probably was not happy because he thought that I streamed it. I don't know, because that's what he mentioned when Stacy G called in. We'll play it here. Figure it out.
I'm not trying to pull it over on Lummy.
It's funny. He says, "Everyone have no fear. Say whatever you want." And everyone who said something about Bubba's a consutus.
No, I mean, you guys,
I said double
Thank you for representation. Thank you, Jay, sticking up for the voiceless right now.
Are you suffering in silence?
I'm suffering in silence over here.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Hi guys, have a wonderful day.
What about Dr. Dan? What about the postman? He does a lot of work for the show.
No, those guys don't like us. The UPS driver.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can make a generic one with a UPS hat.
Like the dun soldier, just like the unknown listener.
That actually would be good. Unknown listener.
The silence listener.
Yeah, that could represent everybody.
That's right.
Everybody would be represented.
Who types and makes a drawing of silhouette? Like who does that?
Let's make Dan a naked lady birthday card.
Let's do it. The caviar tacos to draw one up.
Oh man. Well, I don't think we need to call Caviar on we keep him for that serious stuff.
You don't want to have the birthday card. He would draw pretty good looking woman.
Oh no, I know. I don't want to.
Dutch Duke, yeah, I know. Basically, you know that Bubba isn't going back and listening to your stream when these accusations are made. I don't know if you saw towards the beginning of the stream tonight, I sort of mentioned that. I think tonight, or maybe it was tonight. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but things with me, when people tell Bubba, whoever his sources are, they blow stuff out of proportion. Can you guys cut me some slack? I'm just trying to I'm pursuing what I want to do. I'm just trying to have a little goddamn fun on here. Does it really have to be does it have to be that serious? People painting me to be like a racist. I'll make racist jokes and stuff. I would never seriously sit here and say that Bubba should not have two black kids doing a podcast before I get to do one for them. That is like, I don't know what the fuck, guys. We don't need to go into it again. I just have I have no idea. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I don't expect Bubba to watch my stream, but I would not doubt that he might think he has an idea of what's going on over here because of people telling him. And like I said, for some reason, and I think I know the psychology behind it, is if there's people that want to do favors for Bubba because they like him, and they want some, some cred with Bubba for having helped him, then they want to report something, interesting back to him. They want to report something. Having nothing to say about what I've done, if I did something borderline naughty or something, if I make a joke that I'm gonna stream the whole documentary on my page, if I make a joke like that, if they interpret it as a joke, they have nothing to report back to Bubba, and then and get street cred or whatever. They get they get brownie points because they can report something. If they interpret it as, oh, Dark Match Steve said he's going to stream your documentary, I'll be on the lookout for you, Bubba. That gets you a lot more points as a, fucking lapdog or whatever. No offense, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it just, to me, that screams of someone who's like desperate to tell Bubba something to make him think they're doing him a favor because it gives them some kind of credit. I don't know.
I don't want to throw that on him,
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
So I've been given 2 more names for people to consider, and that's people in this room. And I will throw it over. I'm on YouTube chat right now. There are 1,736 people there. Did you see where our daily videos now are doing like 14, 15?
What was Seth doing? Was he jamming out or like farting?
20,000?
Yeah. Yes.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Yes.
Nice.
It's probably 25% increase at least.
Mm-hmm. And please know that the Hall of Fame that we end up doing every year always ends up being a little bit of a shiz show, just because some people don't get nominated that feel they should have. Some people don't get in. Some people will probably have to wait till next year. Right now, my list is 14, 15, 16, 17, potentially 18. I'm only thinking about putting in like 6 to 8, Lummy. And I've been given, the names were given through you guys were Snizzuk Slayer. He's on the list. Zerk.
I'm gonna grab my protein shake real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Oh fuck. Here, I'll let this play in normal speed. This will take me like 2 seconds.
And CC Hall. Now, please also understand that it's not necessarily what you've done financially for the show. It's just that you've contributed to the show in a couple different ways. Either be like Travis from Semi-Auto Glass that takes care of our chipped windshields, or my buddy, of course, Adam from Fender Works, or Bob from Sunbelt. Lummy, there's just a lot of good people that don't necessarily write the $2,400 check, but contribute to the show a lot.
I'm back.
And does, do things for the show that, it may in some instances worth more than $2,400. Just their utter support for the program you can't put a value on. I have 2 names that I'd like to get a general reaction from with regards to what you think. The first, and of course I want to say absolutely, because I think this person has done a lot for the program. A lot. And that would be Brooke Hogan.
Yep.
I would, which also Lemmy would ensure that she would be here with her kick-ass husband.
Here. Brooke Hogan.
Husband Steve.
Super cool,
dude.
I sat next to him.
I'd like to get a chat feel on that, and I'd also like to get a Seth Kushner feel on that as well. Seth, what's your feelings on Brooke Hogan being a nominee for the Hall of Fame?
I say yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was
I was just thinking that you were just trying to find another way to hang out with her husband, but no.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If it brings him in, let's put her in.
And so again, I'd like to read chat. I think the cross section of chat is. I think people say absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, listen, you know what?
The more babe heads, the better.
Well, not only that, but listen, you know what? Do you know how? She is. She lost her father. Her family is now suing me. Her brother, her only sibling, and her brother is now suing me to not. Basically, their lawsuit, Jay, is to shut down our documentary. That's what they're trying to do. I'm not going to get any further than that.
Little Wilbur's afterbirth, $100.
Thank you, Little Wilbur. Also, Lummy, I think who did I just have a few seconds ago that came out with 100 on PayPal?
Let me write this down.
Yeah, let me write this down. Thank you so much. But you have to understand, she is going against her brother and telling him that you don't know the story, you've not seen this, and there's nothing that Bubba has done to put our father in bad light. And so why are you doing this? And she publicly has really, really, really stuck her neck out for us. And I think in a lot of ways legitimized what we're trying to do, coming from, the perspective of the family. Heath Hutcherson, Hutcherson Farrier Services. Aren't farriers the guy that put like horseshoes on your horse? And
Scott said skip ahead. I think he's going to get through the Brooks stuff here in a minute.
Like they go and scrape your cow's hoofs and pull nails out of cows. Isn't that what a farrier is? I think it is.
A hoof scraper?
Yeah.
A farrier.
I think, look, it's
look it up, Lummy, and he's going to drop the mic if he's right.
Farrier. What's a farrier?
It's a specialist in hoof care.
Jay, you didn't even know that, buddy.
I was silent, which is rare.
So
thank you, Bubba, for telling us that, dude. I don't know where I'm going to drop that today, but I'm going to
drop it on Sammy. You're going to, hey, Sammy, you know what the guy that takes care of cows' feet are? She's like, no, Dad, it's a farrier. Oh, okay.
She did tell me a really big holiday was coming up, and I was like, what holiday's coming up? And she goes 9/11. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not really a holiday per se.
That's not a holiday.
Like anniversary.
Kind of a bad thing. So, Brooke Hogan, I think everybody says yes to. And the other one, Lummy, is going to be the biggest heat getter of all. And
it's officially an Islamic holiday, I believe.
I'm sorry. I hate doing this, but we did forget one person. That's my fault. I thought he got in last year. He was on the semifinalist. If we could add his name, Captain Creamsicle.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought he got in. That's my fault.
That is strictly your fault.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Captain Creamsicle lost it all in the hurricane and got it all back.
And gave it all back.
And gave it all back.
So, Lummy, he was a finalist last year.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to blow. Everybody's going to have an opinion about it. And I want Seth's opinion too.
Oh, hell.
I want you to, in fact, I want you to, in fact, Seth Kushner, I'd like you to be the first one to blurt it out.
Okay.
Joe, the supermarket.
Yeah.
I was first.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Holy.
Yeah. But that's probably that's the longest silence that we've had. Talk about suffering in silence. You and Jeff Gooch Patterson, Joe, the supermarket. And before you, if I may, champion his cause, he's been with this show since I was on 98 Rock. There was a 10-year period where or a 5-year period where he taped every show. In fact, Lummy, that's what we're ingesting right now.
Yes.
As some of the older shows that you can go to BubbaArmyHQ.com and listen to. Yes, he's a pain in the ass. Yes, I heard he still marks out to a certain person. But at the end of the day, he has the longest tenure of anybody that considers himself Bubba Army.
And there is a poll right now on YouTube.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He has said horrible things about us all and our families.
He has.
Yes, back before he was born again or something.
Right.
The first time I was here, he was a scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he found the Lord.
Okay.
Jesus saves.
It's just not. I know it's just not anything that you.
No. It's information that I need to know.
I didn't know. I thought it was common knowledge that he was a prick.
I would. I thought it was.
My question always would be, what would that person be like at BARP?
Oh, he can't come.
Yeah, he can't come.
So
physically,
that should be taken into
Well,
consideration.
but he physically can't come because he physically is like, is he crippled or?
No, he has some sickness that he can't walk.
Yeah. So
no pain.
He's been with the show since 1996 or 7.
Joe's got a sickness, according to Lummy.
He has provided some unbelievable older material that we are now using for Bubba Army HQ. I know he's a pain in the ass. I know.
I voted yes on Holyoke Joe. I did. Look, I know he's divisive. I get it. People are so probably, over 50% voted yes. So, I guess some people like him. You know, and I appreciate Joe. I wish there weren't so many horror stories of people having to deal with Holyoke Joe. I'm hearing people say that he did something to Stacy G. I'm not going to make any accusations, whatever. I'm just hearing things. I wish there weren't so many of these stories, because the only thing that unless, maybe Joe would correct me, and I'm not asking anybody to call into my stream right now, but whatever. Holyoke Joe could correct me, but I hear stories about people saying some stuff about Joe. Joe sends me pictures of shit people say about him, and some of it can be bad here and there. But I hear stuff about Joe doing to other people that seems like it goes beyond just saying something in chat. And I know those are accusations, other people. I'm not saying that they're true. I don't know. But I wish I didn't hear stories and stuff like that. I know Joe gets major heat with people, and I wish he didn't get that kind of heat. Joe would have enough, cred with the show, enough clout just with the positive things that he contributes to the show. I wish he didn't have to get so much heat with some people, because it's really not necessary.
Oh, he's highly polarized to the point where it is what 54. Oh, he's got a. Let me. What is
I was
it?
hooking up.
56. Yes.
Wow.
55. Yes. Somebody said he can't come to the bar celebration because of karma. 57. Yes. I say yes because Joe's got a special part in my heart because he's been with me for so long. But I do know that he's very irritating. He's very polarized. He's pissed a lot of people off, and Seth being one. So I'm going to take Seth's vote as a no. I'm going to take my vote as a yes. Jay, I don't know if you have skin in this game that you know the body of work, but I'd still like to know your opinion.
Like my only concern would have been what does it feel like when they're here at BARP? And if it's not part of BARP, then I really don't know enough about the history of the Supermark for a comment.
Lummy, you are, the longest tenured OG, and I think that you really do speak for the people. And
Darkman Steve said this could get him to walk again.
Well, if it's going to help him walk again.
I'm saying there's not riding on this one.
I mean, and it's right down the middle. It's 54, 46, which if you take the plus or minus error, it's right down the middle. Lummy,
is it up to Lummy right now?
I would say, yeah, let's just let the poor guy in. Get a tattoo of you on his chest, a Hogan one on the back, and we're good.
Well, it's not. I don't think he can physically or even medically get a tattoo. I think if you're in the hospital, they don't allow your tattoo artist to come in and give you a tattoo. I think that's not necessarily the way it works.
Yeah. So okay, Jeff Cron says, I admittedly fell for the Joe pity party until I started watching this show and heard how he really was. This show or his show? Dude, look, I don't know what the guys, I don't know what the fuck. Like I already explained, Joe, I feel like he's when someone crosses him, I feel like he gets really fucking frustrated because he has supported the show a long time. He has clout with Bubba's show, and he recorded all of that shit and basically handed it over to them. And, whatever. And I feel like when Joe feels like he gets crossed, he overreacts. I don't know, dude. It's weird. I still I don't have pity for Joe. I've got feelings for him, not sexual ones. But yeah, I look, I like Holyoke Joe. I don't like some of the stuff he does, but some of the stuff I do like. I appreciate him for. But I understand where people think he's crossed the line if the stuff is true. It's like, everybody says this, and that. Holyoke Joe will send me screenshots of shit people says about him. And granted, some of it's pretty nasty, but I never know who starts what. And then I see and hear the things that Joe does, and I'm just like, dude, I'm hearing consistently everybody talks about how you will mention people's kids and wives and stuff like that and whatever. And I get it. You have some pictures of people talking about your dead mom and stuff, which is not cool. But it's like, I can't play referee here. This is it's just got everything. There's so many like people with enemies. I can't play referee. It goes too far back. I just don't even. This is like the Israel-Palestine conflict. There's no way to know how to settle too far back. The wounds are deep.
Macho, do you have an opinion about Joe the Supermark?
I'm kind of biased because he told me my body's a work of art. So. That's the lingo.
At least you pre-qualified your vote, right? Exactly. What do we have on the chat? I know we're 56% yes.
Well, if we went off chat, then he's a no.
What
I mean, a lot of people in chat do not like Joe.
I know, but the poll. I'm
telling you. The poll, yeah, 56-45.
So everybody,
50-50 is about as polarizing as you can be.
Right. So again, you people of chat need to go vote. All 1,729 of you need to go vote so that we can get a better cross section. Just don't say no on your chat line without having gone and voted. I'd like for you to go vote. That gives us a better indication as to what the true percentage is.
I heard that Brooke always wanted to go into your Hall of Fame with Joe.
same class.
Yeah, you're such a dick.
Damn. Airtight. What's up, bro? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Welcome. You're talking about Joe. The guy talks shit about Scout and Big Gulp, who do nothing bad to anyone. A pox on him, and he makes me not proud to be in the Hall of Fame. Dude, I don't, look, if he has heat with Scout and Big Gulp, like serious heat, look, I know that they're, as far as I know, very, very nice people. I'm not like close with them. I don't know them that well, but I've never heard of them like crossing anybody or doing anything fucked up. I'm sure Joe would have some screenshot of something that Scout and Big Gulp have said about him that he will have to justify what he has done or said to them. I don't know he said he talks crap about him. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know how to judge any of it. Airtight says he has heat with everyone. It was just an example. No, I hear you. Joe, Holyoke Joe gets the heat. I don't know. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Besides that, it's a shame. Besides the like real heat that seems to everybody sort of agrees that he crosses the line a little bit. Besides all of that, I like him. It'd be one thing if I was like, oh, I think Joe is just fucking annoying or whatever. That's not the case. I wish he wouldn't get so much fucking real heat with people. But besides that, I mean, I like what he contributes to the show.
Hello.
I wanted to plead a case for Rainey.
Oh, well, Rainey doesn't need to be. You're talking about Rainey Hall?
Yes.
Yeah, she's locked in
with Hogan.
Yeah, absolutely. She's locked in as a nominee all day.
What about DMS?
Dark Match Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about Dark Match Steve. He's
a huge fan of the show.
Yeah, he's also does a lot of stuff too that's kind of iffy, questionable, if you will. Like he was live on his Twitter. I had reports that he was.
Oh fuck! Bubba had reports, guys. This is the problem: is that Bubba's getting reports on me. This is where all of my problems come from. I've sniffed out what it is, guys. It's that people are reporting on what I'm doing on this fucking cracked out stream. Holy fuck. Oh my god, guys. What are people saying? Oh, I can't make a joke. I can't even make a joke about stealing a documentary and streaming it on my channel. Come on, guys.
Live on Twitch from the premiere.
Oh.
Now I need to get a ruling as if did he go live after the premiere? Because if he went live after the premiere, I don't have a problem with that. But I hope he wasn't live during the premiere. You know
He
what I'm
was
saying?
not live during the premiere. He stopped his stream. He did before and after.
Okay. That works for me. That's a lot better of a situation.
Do we know who this is?
I'm gonna say it's Stacy. Stacy, are you
Yeah,
ready
this
for
is-
yourself?
It's Stacy G.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Stacey
Sorry.
G.
I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Stacy G. We will. We'll
Anybody else, Stacy? Those were some good suggestions. Okay.
No, I can't think of anyone else other than chat royalty, but that would be different.
Yeah.
Jeff Cron said DMS setting the bar really high. Guys, if we can't make jokes about stealing an entire documentary that took years to make, then we can't have any jokes at all. Okay? Give me jokes about stealing the documentary or give me death.
Well, thank you, Stacy G.
You're welcome, guys. Have a great day.
Reggie's on the Reggie Roundtree's on the
Oh, fuck yeah. We got Reggie calling in. Guys, Reggie stole the fucking show. Reggie should have never been allowed to be part of this documentary because he stole the show.
Warm Line.
Where was he Friday?
Well, Reggie had a family situation that he couldn't, and he let me know about it. Reggie Roundtree, how you doing, my friend? You got, I will tell you this. I don't know if I got back to you or not, but you got 2 pops.
Reggie got 2 pop. Big E, I know. It's Stacy G. Big E says, I was waiting for Stacy G to ask, what are you wearing? Dude, she sounded like she could have been a sex worker or a fucking a hostage, an Israeli hostage being held hostage by Hamas. It was somewhere on that spectrum. That's what it sounded like.
During the premiere where people actually, like while you're talking or after you said what you said.
The first time they showed him, people cheered.
Yeah, the first time they showed you when you were getting ready to light that Newport, people cheered. And then on two different times of things that you said, you got to cheer. You really did.
Well, here's the bottom line. I've known
Lay it out for us, Reggie. Here we go.
you and all my buddies there for 30 years. One thing that I've found as a broadcaster, and I don't know what the hell is on news shows now, I can't even watch it, but truth is true. When someone has been screwed over like you have, and what happened to you, it's disgusting. I finally got the chance to sit down and say, here it is. This is a real deal. You screwed over him. You did him in politically, criminally, whatever. Enough. Here's the real truth. Here's what went down. And
now, Reggie, they're suing me, so I can't release it.
You know what? People need to go get jobs. Quit.
Yeah,
I
mean, that's the whole point of the movie.
They validate the complete body of the whole movie is how much I've been screwed with, and how like every turn of the way I just get it shoved right up my ass. And so we go to release, this thing that we've been working on for 4 years. And I get sued and get federally gagged. There's a gag order. I can't even promote that it might come out on Friday. I can't even promote that.
You know what? I can't tell you how many calls I got from friends of
I can't even promote that it comes out on Friday on Apple TV and Amazon. I'm not even allowed to say that.
mine. They were like, Reggie, this was off the chain. I said, well, tell me. He said, well, hell, they were clapping every time you swallowed. I said, well, it's not about me. It's about what my friend has gone through, the trials and tribulations. Oh my God, it's almost biblical. It's
Bro, Reggie, that is so funny. Reggie, you can tell that Reggie thinks, it sounds like Reggie thinks people were like cheering for him because he laid it all out there like so well and was getting justice for Bubba or something. Really, people were cheering because it was just fucking so it was so like it was so funny. It was just so funny. Reggie was like in character. He looked like he was undercover doing this interview from some undisclosed location, a park by the water where someone threw a body into the water in a crab trap or some shit like that, smoking a cigarette. The whole thing, it was just a whole vibe on its own. It was just so funny. But Reggie wasn't there. I don't think Reggie realizes how he was perceived in the documentary.
just, it's ridiculous. This is what happened. This is how it happened. Blah 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 blah. But yet you're the bad guy. And all right. Well, let me speak truth and just I'm gonna sue about for what?
Yeah, well,
for what?
Because I think I don't know. I can't even speculate why, because that would probably be violating my gag order. Not even supposed to be speaking about it. So I just
I ain't got no I ain't got no damn gag order. So
Anyway, I wish I know you had a family situation that came up last minute, but man, you would have been the belle of the ball had you been there. I'm just telling you.
Oh, let me tell you, I'm so sorry I missed it, but I'm just glad to be a part of it.
And a lot of people were like, man, I liked it because Reggie was in a park getting ready to light up a Newport on one scene, and then he was, and then he was all suited up, like looking good, like a straight ass pimp in the other scene. So I
told Doc, I said, hey, just slapped on the canale, got a port. All right, roll camera, let's go.
Got a port.
Yeah, the thing about your parts where it comes from a place of conviction and knowledge about the industry and about Bubba and about the history. And so, I mean, you really did get an incredible pop because when you spoke, it was so obvious that it was true to what you believe. And when people speak with conviction,
absolutely.
People.
Big E says DMS doesn't have a gag reflex. Yeah, the judge, I'd like to see a judge place a gag order on me, bitch. I can't even gag.
People really respond to people that speak from conviction.
My throat, I don't gag. My throat just expands more and more like a boa constrictor or something trying to swallow a deer.
Reggie, you were you're one of the bells of the ball. You really were.
Well, you know what? One thing Doc always told, when I left, hell, I've been off the air for 6 years, brother.
I know. I've been off the air since 2017.
Who cares about Reggie? But Doc told me one time, he says, you know what? I love watching you. You always spoke the truth. You were right in the middle of stuff. You asked the questions that others didn't ask. You probed. I don't know. I can't even watch the news now. I'm like, it's like clown shows. I'm like, who are these people?
It's been years since I could watch local news, and it's been since a guy like you was around that actually spoke truth to power and that looked at both sides of an issue and was what we used to call like a journalist.
Yeah, I mean, I my background in law enforcement, this and that, blah blah blah. It was every story I ever attacked. I just did it with what's the bottom line? What really
was Rhett part of the documentary? White Ice T said Rhett should have been there. I wonder if he was in any of it at all and they edited him out after he got fired. Because he worked over there too. I mean, I don't remember, but during some of this Hogan stuff that has come up on Bubba's show while Rhett was there, was Rhett ever? I almost thought that Biggie says he was not. Rhett was not part of the doc. Okay. Because Rhett worked at the Bone. Rainey said, no, he wasn't in it. Oh, yeah. So you guys saw that. Okay. Yeah. You guys saw the part with him in it. Or where he would have been. You guys saw it at BARP. That's Rhett was still working there, so they wouldn't have taken the clips out before then. I hear you.
Happen, and I mean, law enforcement press conferences, questionable shootings, and oh my God, Reggie's here. Yeah, I'm gonna ask the freaking question.
It was either you or Mike. It was either you only had two people to count on, you or Mike Deason. That's it.
Oh my God,
that's it.
Sure. Look,
and when you were on this trail, that's one thing. But when Deason got on your trail, you better be in trouble.
You might as well run to Czechoslovakia or something.
Yeah. I mean, Reggie will sniff you out, but Deason will sleep in your mailbox to catch you if he needs to.
Guys, am I crazy? So the only thing with the doc, and I wanted to say this isn't spoiling anything about it. And it's not a crucial part, not a crucial detail. It's a little bit more of a trivial thing, but the one thing that I will say that I think wasn't really laid out properly in the doc, and I could be wrong, there's a chance that I was distracted by jerking off White Iced Tea and Adam Wiley. I don't know. Maybe I missed a part, but when they were talking about how Bubba started working for the Bone, he took over what was Mike Calta's time slot. Then Mike Calta got pushed to the afternoons, or afternoon drive or something, right? I don't know. And he could have gotten Mike Calta fired, but he decided to let him keep working at the Bone. Okay, that part I don't think Bubba explained it properly, and I think unfortunately it's one of those things where when you've explained a situation or a story or a concept or whatever, when you've explained it 100 times or more, in Bubba's case, and you've explained it so many times that when you go to explain it, you leave some details out because sort of in your head, you think people are on the same page with you because you've explained it so many times or something. But at that point of the documentary, Bubba is talking about that part where he went to the Bone and could have fired Mike Calta. He didn't. I feel like he didn't really explain fully, like properly. Like, I could have gotten Mike Calta fired, but I decided not. I decided to let him keep his job there because I didn't want to, be the cause of some guy losing his job. And I figured we could still work together on the same station, but it came around to bite me in the ass. Whatever. That was the way Bubba worded it. It was just like, I feel like it wasn't spelled out properly, but I'll have to watch it again. That's the only thing that I really think wasn't, as someone who's trying to look at it from an insider's point of view, or not an insider, but a big fan of the show, and trying to see it also as somebody who isn't familiar with the story. That's the only detail that I think was like majorly left out, but it's not a crucial part. So, the documentary is good as fuck. You're not gonna really feel like much is missing.
Oh, sleep in the mailbox and hand you the freaking letter when you wake up.
I know.
Just
like I was. He was the only one that woman that her kid.
Well, yes, White Iced Tea. White Iced Tea. Bubba said it was one of his biggest regrets, but I don't think he. I'm trying to see it through the lens of somebody who doesn't know the story, and to me, the way he explained it, somebody would really, really have to be paying attention to fill in themselves in their head. Like, oh, Bubba's saying he got the time slot and could have gotten the guy fired because Bubba was going to be the main personality on this station, and he decided not to fire him, and it was one of his biggest regrets. I'm gonna have to watch it again. Don't hold me to this, guys. I'm saying this is, like I said, I could have been like too high or kind of distracted or hitting my vape pen or something. I don't know. But from what I remembered, I was like, right after that scene, I was like, man, I feel like some people might have not understood that entirely. But I could be wrong.
Was getting molested and groomed, and Ober wouldn't file any charges. And I had her on the show. We codenamed her Mama Bear, and Deason was the only reason why Ober finally did something, because Deason put so much pressure on him.
Well, Deason was the kind of investigative journalist that is, and we've been friends for 30 years. You do not want that bloodhound on a trail.
And see, that's what we're missing, and that's what Tampa's missing. They're missing. Let me ask you a question. I don't know if you can comment on this or not, but did Mike really leave under his own terms, or was he forced out?
No, Mike left on his terms.
Okay.
On his terms.
Because it was a sad day in TV when both of you guys, walked away. It just really did something to local integrity of news. You two were kind of the foundation of saying it like it is and not being skewed. And television, Tampa television hasn't been the same since both of you guys have been gone.
I thank you for that, but I loved going to defend those that did not have a voice. I was bred for that. I sought those people sought me out. I've talked with this station, that station. I've talked with this. Oh, what's your story? Well, all right, I'm on it. You'll investigate. Absolutely. I mean, I was like a dog to a bone, man. I just, I enjoyed the pleasure and respect of helping those that didn't have a voice. We don't have that anymore.
Listen, Reg, I got to run. I don't know. But more importantly, I know you're going through hell at home. I hope that gets better, my friend. I've been thinking about you. And more importantly, hopefully this thing drops on Friday and people can see my man, Reggie, tears the house down. I can't wait for you to see it.
I thank you so much. I love all you guys. Bubba, 30 plus years. I ain't going nowhere. I will always be your friend.
I love you, my friend. You take care, buddy.
All right, brother. Take care now.
Bye now. I remember my Reggie.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. My laptop's dying. We got through the Reggie call. I didn't want to end before we got through the Reggie call. All right, so yeah, Hall of Fame. We got Stacey G, Rainey, and possibly Holyoke Joe to be new Hall of Fame members, official members. BRN HOF. Congratulations, guys! If you were nominated, congratulations. Fucking tomorrow, what are we getting into? I'll see you in the Bubba chat in the morning, likely. Again, guys, if I don't call in by 9:00, someone get their ass on the phone and call in and tell everybody to pre-order on Apple TV. The documentary. Say the name of the documentary and say to pre-order on Apple TV. I might not have time to. If they are still legally bound to not promote that, someone needs to call in and try that. You're not going to get in trouble. I will do it if I have time, but if I haven't by 9:00, please, someone, come on. Help them out. You guys know this is bullshit. Nick is just wanting a fucking cut because he's a talentless fucking, talentless. Anyway, try to almost kill his friend. So yeah, there's that in the morning. Bubba Army channel live at 6 a.m. to 10. Somebody call in to promote the doc. Then we got the evening lineup for Alex Stein's show was so fucking good tonight. Tomorrow night, our evening lineup is going to be Scott Starbird. That's our boy in the chat here. You can click on his profile right there. Go to his page to subscribe. He'll be live at around 6. Then we got Alex at Eastern time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. then Alex Stein at 7 p.m., and then I will be on at around 8 o'clock. And yeah, we got some fun stuff to get into this week. Tomorrow, I got something interesting planned. And then, of course, we got 9/11 is Thursday, right? Yeah, 9/11 is on Thursday. So we got that's always fun. So we'll get into that shit. Got lots of stuff planned, guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody get some goddamn rest. I love you guys for the support. Please, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Thank you guys for the support. I really do appreciate it. Even the trolls, if you hate me, there's a dislike button too. I promise. Look, it does help my algorithms, but I promise that hurts my feelings when I see that. So if you're a troll and you want to hurt my feelings, you can hit that dislike button, and I will see that, and I will be upset about it. So please do that for me. All right, lovers. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love ya.